You.
Roy Jones Jr. just
What a start off. Welcome to the Loomis Show, folks. Sorry, I just got done with Larry Rolla. And now we are doing my man Danny Docimo, though. But let me just get this out of the way. Up, there he is. Hold on, Danny. You hang tight for 1 second. Subscribe, like. This is what happens when you stack shows. And there was a clip of Gene real quick with what's his name? Roy Jones Jr. But welcome to the show, everyone. Thanks for being here. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. We got a good one for you tonight. We got Left Hand Dan Docimo from Worcester, Massachusetts, joining me live. If you saw a few weeks back, I did a segment on Danny, and I was out there, and we had a great time. And this is the episode. Well, that's all 3 of the episodes that's coming up, but don't mind the disorganization. Things have been rushed today. And but again, please hit that subscribe button. Please give the channel though a like and subscribe up. And without no further ado, we're gonna bring in the man himself, Left Hand Dan Docimo. What is going on, buddy? Danny, put your phone horizontal.
Horizontal.
There you go.
All right.
There he is. How you doing, my friend?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good. You nervous or what?
No.
No, he's just breaking your balls a little bit. Guy's running around like a madman. I just got done doing a pre-recorded though with Larry Rolla, which was very interesting. Which, by the way, folks, that'll be out by Sunday. And just the mob segment though on this. But what's going on, my man? How you doing?
Nothing much. Just another day, another Friday night, home with the fam.
Nice, though, man. I want to thank you, though, man, for doing this, and thank you for coming on. And also, anyone know who's coming in on the live chat, please leave comments and definitely ask some questions. I'm going to talk to Danny for a little bit, and then we'll get to the questions. So, Dan, one thing though, so you saw the segment though I did on you, and I hope you liked it. I
Very
did
good.
too. Let's take it back though. Let's take it back though from right in the beginning though. Like where were you born? Like because I was telling people how you didn't have the best upbringing until you were discovered though, like with that, I believe it was like the police or whatever that brought you into boxing and all that. So if you want to start off and just tell us a little bit about yourself and your upbringing, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. So I was born in Worcester, Massachusetts. There's 7 hills in Worcester. I'm from Grafton Hill, and it's a good neighborhood. You've been out there before, and it's still like an old school neighborhood. Everybody takes care of everybody. Somebody opens a restaurant, we all go to it, support it. Yeah, I ended up moving. My parents got a divorce when I was young. My mom got into some trouble and stuff like that, and I stayed with my grandparents for a while. And then my dad got custody of us, and my dad's a great, great, great man.
So yeah, so like you were kind of like your upbringing, wasn't the best until like around like what was like 16, 17 that you got put into that.
Yeah, it wasn't the best until like my dad got a hold of us, and and he's like a military sergeant, so
Yeah, with you right.
But it's good though. We needed that discipline. But yeah, I was hanging out in the wrong side of town, and my dad cops and stuff like that. So they seen me hanging out with some undesirables, and they threw me in the back of their car, Officer Nate Riondo and Tommy Duffy, and brought me down to the Worcester Boys Club. And that's when I fell in love. I didn't know anything really about boxing before that. I had to be 16 years old, and I just fell in love with it, you know. And they made sure I was going to keep me off the streets and keep me in trouble, out of trouble. They would check up on me, make sure I was going at least 3 days a week, and I just fell in love with it. And before you knew it, I was fighting in the gang unit boxing club and doing all types of events for them, fighting at the Palladium and all types of charity fights and stuff, and sanctioned fights, some unsanctioned, and it was a great time back then.
All right, so then you start out though. You're in now. You're finally getting some structure going on. You're boxing. You're doing all that, and you know, you're hitting like your 20s, and then what? You fall off in a little bit of the party lifestyle.
Yeah, as soon as I turned just about 21 is when I just about stopped. You know, I could buy beers after work, and I just thought that was the thing to do. Everybody around me was, you know, working hard all day, drinking beers after work, and I fell into that trap. And you know, it feels good. You work your ass off, you go drink some beers, you know, and then that leads to other things too. And I fell into that trap and
As many of us do, my friend. As many of us
yeah,
do.
drifted me away from boxing. And I wonder if like if I if I went pro in my 20s, you know, it probably, who knows how that would have panned out. I think everything happens for a reason, and I think I waited, you know, I think that happened for a reason.
Well, not many do it, man. When you're at your age, though, because when you started training, when you were 34, though, to get back into it, though, to go pro.
Yeah, I went down to the gym and I was like, hey, I want to go pro. And they were like, all right, man, go lose 50 pounds and come back.
So
and
what
and
the hell? Like,
I lost 40 pounds and I came back and I lost the last 10 in the gym. I lost 40 pounds all by dieting. You know, and everybody asked me like, oh, what workout do you do to lose weight? Like, what's that workout you do? And I'm like, dude, it's just stop eating like a pig. You know, you just two small meals a day and that's it. And then plus the crazy boxing routine with the two small meals a day, I lost 50 pounds in probably February, January, March, April, May, 5 months.
damn, man. So, I mean, to go back, though, in there, man, at 36 years old, though, man, into the ring for your first time. And I mean, Danny, you know, you're gonna have to get some better competition because you're blowing right through them. When I
Thank
went
you.
to that event,
Thank you.
man, I'm not gonna lie. When I went to that event up there, I was like, all right, you know, I'll see though, like, you know what you got. Like I put my and I was like, oh shit, like yeah, you know what you're doing, my man. Like, you know, and how far do you want to take this thing?
Um, I really don't know. You know, I just take it one fight at a time and see where it goes. You know, it's always been a dream of mine just to go pro, and I did that, and now I just want to keep winning. You know, and like you says, how the awkward style, I try to mimic all different fighters from Pernell Whitaker, like that guy, his defensive, he was a lefty, his defense, you couldn't touch him. Like you couldn't touch him. But then I want like the power too. So I try and mimic guys like Arturo Gotti and like Vinny Pazienza and Peter
Vinny Paz.
Manfredo, you know, and
Yeah.
all those guys too. And I just mash it all up and try and make my own style. And you know, it's hard too. Like when you're sparring, and you become friends with somebody there. For me, and I know you're not supposed to speak like this and stuff. For me, it's hard to spar a friend. You know, like I don't have bad intentions for a friend, but like if you take me to another gym where I don't know anybody, or especially the night of the fight where I don't know this guy from a hole in the wall and he's coming up from Ohio, North Carolina, like wherever, you know, I got bad intentions for him, and but the kids in my gym, you know, I just can't go after them like that with that type of animosity.
Like, no, at 100% though. I'm just getting rid of douchebag, you know who.
Oh, let him stay. We'll have fun with him.
Yeah, you want him to stay? Not you, Kevin. That's Kevin Donaldson. That was just on the show on ex Copto, who has an awesome podcast, a suffering podcast. Thanks for being here, Kevin. Just saying some hellos. And what is going on, though, Tracy? Great to see you. And you know what's so funny too, because Kevin boxed in Gleason's gym, and he
Oh,
was
did
even,
he?
and he's legit, like meaning no, like legit to the point of like, when you get a bum like who throwing shit at you,
Yeah.
like this guy fought bums. Okay, well, how about the fact that he made the walk and that he's 36 years old and got back? If you can't respect that, you don't understand martial arts.
Yeah, and I hate
You
that
pray,
word bum in boxing too.
you pray for
I,
people. Yeah,
I
like
don't
that.
I don't really I
Mentally.
don't like the word bum in boxing either because the guy's a professional fighter. He's taking the risk of dying. Like what one punch with these tiny gloves on. Like when you sparring, we wear 16-ounce gloves, but in the welterweight division we have 8-ounce gloves on, and it's might as well be like hand wraps and that and not much padding at all. And the one wrong shot and you could die. It happens all the time, and so and the guy's fighting to put the lights on for his family. Like I don't care if he's got no wins at all. Like he
Well, no,
deserves.
but that's still what other people know. That
Oh
well,
yeah,
you would think like well now Kevin though here said I was a bum, meaning no like he didn't don't go in there and like fight pro and all that, but he understands the
well you
respect.
could say it about you could say it about
He could say it
yourself.
about
Yeah,
himself, but Kevin,
yeah.
no, there's someone who's mentally challenged though that doesn't that always comes and breaks balls, who doesn't understand that, and he got into MMA for all the wrong reasons to be a bully. And everyone even knows, even my old co-host would even know and give Danny all the respect in the world. Because I don't care who you are, you're gonna try to go back in there and start at 36 years old as a professional, and you go in there and it doesn't matter what the records of the fighters were, who you fought, you got back in shape, you lost 50 pounds, you got yourself right out of that party life. And the fact though that you got yourself mentally right, and I saw you training and getting ready for that, that deserves all the respect in the world.
Thank
So
you, thank you.
yeah. And also
Eh,
that person, yeah. And the last thing I'm going to say, and then we're going to move on, is let me see him say that though to your face, because you'll put his nose right in the other side of his head in 2 seconds. But he got to do it behind a computer like a tough guy. But
Yeah, it's
anyway,
just it's sad that people do stuff like that. I mean, obviously they hate themselves. Why would you? Somebody trying to do something good for themselves. God bless them. Like that's what I say to anybody. Who the hell am I to judge anybody? You're
exactly.
doing something that makes you happy. I salute.
Yeah, no, 100%. But you would like my whole thing is though, you would think though that like someone know that like, supposedly though did martial arts, like even like my code, like when I was in jiu-jitsu, whatever, all that type of stuff, like you
Yeah.
respect everyone, especially the people that actually like make that walk and actually
Oh
do that.
yeah.
You got to
Tons of
respect,
respect. Yeah. So
you
it
know.
makes you wonder.
Yeah, but he's still kissing Arlotta on the cheek though when he comes home though. Remember that? Oh,
Yeah.
hey, Anthony Arlotta.
Yeah. And then talks behind his back too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Good luck
just
on that.
that's awful.
But hey, it is what it is, buddy. I want to thank you though for being here. And now we're moving to the positive and moving forward though with that. I don't even want to entertain that. I was just letting you know what was going on though. Make
Yeah.
and the funny thing is too is that they out themselves too by making the fake names and
I
coming
know.
here with this and that. It's like, don't you have a life?
I
Like, don't
know.
you have
It's like
something else to
we
do?
know who this only one person is. Like it's like you
Yeah,
make a
like
rogue
it's
account, scared to leave your face on there. And it's like
oh God.
it's comical to me. That's why I said just let him stay because it's just comical.
Yeah, no, exactly. But you
you
said
know.
it best though. You say it best though. You just pray for people like that.
Yeah,
What can you do?
seriously, just say a prayer for the guy. Obviously he's got something really going on.
No, well, what are you gonna do though, man? What are you gonna do? But let's now get it back though to you. So now though, you're training, at 34 years old. It took you what, good solid 2 years though to get into the shape though to get back in there.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. It
And
took a
with
while to be able to finish 3 rounds. It took a while to be able to finish three, and then 4, 5, 6 rounds, and it's just it's exhausting. And even after like when I win a fight and like I take like 2 weeks off and then like you go back, you're like, oh my god, like I just worked out for 5 months and I took 2 weeks off and I'm struggling like in the fourth, fifth round right now. It's like I had it all a couple weeks ago, but you just take you take 2 weeks off and that's all you need to ruin it.
The discipline with it's unbelievable. I mean, boxers, that's like the hardest shape to get into. Like, I mean, boxing, wrestling, like that stuff is just no joke, man. It's easy for people to sit down and just watch and, critique and stuff like that and say this or that, though. But I mean, it's tough, man. It is
Yeah,
tough.
mentally too. It's
Uh,
mentally and physically exhausting.
I see a lot of what was I going to say? I see a lot of you ever hear like people who could kick ass in the gym, but once the lights come on though, like making that walk, it's just a completely different, like they freeze. You
I
hear
got a
that a
lot of
lot.
that. Yeah, we have a lot of that in our gym, especially with the younger guys. You know, um, you videotaped me holding pads for one of them. I mean,
Yeah,
this kid, the way he hits the mitts and the way he trains and the way he doesn't get tired, he's size. He's 6 foot, he's 17. He's got the long arms, and he can crack and he kicks ass in the gym sparring too. And then like you put him in front of 500 people, he froze up and he lost his first amateur fight. And I told him I lost my first amateur fight too. I said, so don't you dare stop there. Keep going. And he won his second fight, but he's like calls me Unc. He's like Unc. He goes, the freaking lights were so hot and there was so many people, and I'm like, I know, man. You got to learn to block that out.
that's what it's like. You're not afraid of the opponent. It's like you're performing, like you're also in front of all the people, and like
Everybody's watching you.
yeah,
If the fight's on like the jumbotron, sometimes like my first fight in my head, I go, they're gonna be watching my feet on the jumbotron, and if I slip like that, everyone's gonna be like, oh, and watch my foot, like they're watching every
yeah,
fiber of your body when you're up there, and like
yeah. You're
you want
performing
to
in
be
front of all.
perfect.
Yeah.
You work so hard to be perfect, but shit happens, and you just gotta block it out as best as you can until you're comfortable being around it.
Dan, you're a great inspiration. Tracy, thank you. And she wants a poster. I love a signed poster of you.
Thank you, Tracy. You got it.
She's a sweetheart. Thanks, Trace. But yeah, no, man, you're right though, man. Like I always hear a lot of guys say that though, that it's just that whole performance, no anxiety. And that same guy you're talking about, I met him when I was out there, and I mean he could crack and all that, but it's a completely different ball game though when you're under those lights.
Yep. The
Completely.
lights are hot too. Like if you're inside at a place like the Palladium, like you can feel those lights beaming down on you. They're
I know, dude,
really
from playing
hot.
music shows. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's hot
And
as hell.
I played drums and piano in high school, and I know you play music. I think that might have helped me a little bit. Like get used to walking out there in front of a stage, like and putting a show on in front of a bunch of people. I swear that helps me with boxing because I'm cool and calm. I was nervous my first fight because it's been a long time, but I swear, like having that as a kid and playing music in the band in high school, that helped me with the butterflies with boxing for sure.
Dude, I want to talk about Worcester though. So when I went out there though, man, like you guys, it reminds me of like the old school neighbor. I mean, the support you had. I remember you were talking to me one time, like with the sponsors and everything, and like that weight, the weight of your shoulders with all of that and stuff, and just to be able to fight though through all of that, and then you're whooping though to fucking people, and I don't give a shit though. Like what? I don't know what the records are or whatever, man. My bottom line is that you got back in shape. You're doing it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Oh, but now
Yep.
you're 3-0, or is it 2-0 and one no contest?
Well, technically, I'm 2-0 with one no contest, but it's an appeal right now, and everybody, the commission agrees with us that that was a clean knockout. So, hopefully they appeal it and give me the 3-0.
3-0
But
though.
they call it a no contest, like as if it didn't happen. But like
Yeah.
DCU still gave me the fastest knockout, and everybody was appalled. Like they couldn't. Even the kid was like how do you get knocked out by a push? He's like,
Well, what
you
you
know.
did though, man, that first fight, I saw it though, man. Not the first fight. It was was it the second one where you broke his rib?
No, that was the first one.
That was the first one. No, you could see
Yeah,
right when you broke his rib.
yeah, I
And
could
then I think
tell.
he just wanted to go down after that. Like he knew he was done after that.
I was saying, I was like, dude, don't get up, because I knew I broke his rib. I heard him squeal, and I was like, dude, don't get. I went to my neutral corner and I was like, don't get up, don't get up, because I'm just gonna go right for it again, and crack some more of them. And he got up, and I just touched him there, boop again, and he just dropped. And you could tell by the way he got up, like he was like bent over,
That
wobbling
shot, man, that left
away.
that yeah, that left that you got him with on the ropes though there. And then like I don't even know if the headshot was even there. Like if it was, I can't touch. You hit him clean in the head when he went down the first time, or was it more like a push?
That one was early in the fight. Like, I hit him with like 4 body shots, and then, like, he dropped once he knew I was going to the body, he dropped his hands to protect his body, and I just came up with a right hook, and I didn't even know it was gonna land. I just get wailed it with everything I had, and that almost knocked him out. But
When you
his
break his
eye.
or you broke his rib, 2 ribs in his orbital.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
yep. And we went and seen the doctor after, and he was like crying, and I told him, dude, I go, you got nothing to be ashamed of. I go, you came to my backyard, dude, like my city, with just you and your coach,
See,
like
because you have respect. Yeah,
yeah,
you
I go, dude,
understand.
hold your head up high. I go, dude, 95% of those people in the stands, I go, they wouldn't just do what you just did. And I go, and you just came out of here not knowing me from a hole in the wall to my backyard to fight me in this hostile stadium, screaming at you. I go, you got nothing to be ashamed of.
No, no, absolutely not.
And
Anyone that just makes it a walk go into that is,
yep, yep,
I give props to,
me too, me too.
It's so easy to watch, if I'm watching an MMA fight or a boxing man, oh, do that, do that. It's easy to yell that shit on the couch, man. But when you're in there, it's a total different
Yeah,
ballgame,
I love
you
when you
know.
see a fighter go to his coach. Do you want to get in here and try it? Like, he'll stop in the middle of the fight. I am trying over here. He's like, it's hard. It's easier said than done, dude.
Speaking of your Coach Owen, though, man, that guy right there, though, you got to give props though too, man, because I mean he's old school and he don't play around. I had the
Old
pleasure of
school,
meeting him.
old school, old school. He just got married. I went to his wedding last weekend. I could never have done it
Congratulations, Coach
without
Owen.
him. Could never
Yeah,
have done
man.
it without him. We grew up together, and I was like, who's gonna coach me this time around? And I messaged him, and he said, yeah. He goes, yeah, let's do it. Continue to lose the weight, and I'll see you in the gym. And it got him back into the gym too, and him helping all the little kids. Like, they adore him in the gym. Like, they know he's a legend, tough guy in the city, and like, he gives pointers to all the kids in the gym, and he likes being back in that atmosphere. He traveled America in the amateurs, like, fighting all over America, Puerto Rico, Salt Lake City, California, Gleason's gym. He had an amateur fight in Gleason's. He had a huge amateur record, and then he went pro, and he went 2-0 in the pros, and he retired too, because the heavyweights, they hit different. Like, one punch
Yeah.
changes everything, and he was getting older too. He started boxing old in his life, but he comes from a long line of professional athletes in general. One of his cousins played for the Clippers, and tons of them. His older brother is a pro boxer. Tons of them are amateur boxers. The whole family is very athletic, and yeah, I could have never done it with Owen, because he's coaching me 24/7. It's
Yeah.
not just when we're at the gym. Like, he'll hear I was at the package store or something, buying something, and he'll call me up like, "Hey man, don't waste my time. Like, I hope you're not drinking right now. Like, don't waste my time." And I'll be like, "Damn, like, it's like,
Well,
I let
that's
him
what you need,
down."
though. You need someone though like that on you if you're going to take it seriously. I mean,
Absolutely. He lets me know all the time that this is like, you can play hockey, you can play football, you cannot play boxing. That's one of his
James
things.
Jordan says, "Congratulations, Dan. Getting back in the ring is no joke." Absolutely,
Thank you,
absolutely.
James. Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, no, I mean, just getting in the ring is no joke. getting back in. I mean, at your age, man, it's definitely just, I mean, it's just such a huge inspiration. Now, I just couldn't believe the support of Worcester, Mass the minute you had. Like when I came to that event, like that was crazy. Like where you had the ring outside and you were moving around doing all that, and everyone that just came together and all that,
Yeah.
man. I mean, that's gotta feel good, man.
Yeah,
Like just
it does feel good. My dad's a very respected guy, very nice respected guy, and he introduced me to everybody growing up, and literally everybody that came there that day, I'm sure I mowed their lawn when I was like 10 years old, or
yeah.
like or painted their shed, or something. Like I was like a hustler when I was a little kid. Like they used to call me Danny Lawnmower. Like I'd be running around the neighborhood trying to mow your lawn for $5.
Hustling. What
You know,
about
so
someone popped on last night and said, "Where's Uncle Richie?"
oh man, Uncle Richie, I gotta call him back. I got a missed call from him. He's gonna clip me.
He's a legend, that man right there.
Yeah, he's such a tough guy.
Tough son of a bitch.
Yeah, I mean he's 70 something years old now, and I still wouldn't mess with him.
Yeah, I know.
All
I
his
heard it.
kids look like they play for the New England
Yeah,
Patriots.
they're no one to be fucked with at all.
Yep,
At all. And
yep.
but knocking out a horse, yeah, that tough
Yeah,
guy.
knocked out a horse. A bunch of people seen him do it. They're like, "Hey, are you a Dutrimo?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I seen your Uncle Richie knock a horse out at Holmes Field." I'm like, "Oh, cool." I
I
heard
mean, I'm
that.
not laughing. No, I mean that's hard. You know, Tom. Yeah, I am laughing actually because I mean, how do you knock out a horse? But I met him, and that dude, man, yeah, you could just tell. And then also your cousins and stuff like that. They were all at the event though, and I mean,
Yeah.
it was a great time though,
They're
man. I
all
mean, you
great people. Like, if they love you, they love you. But if you're on the wrong side of it, you
yeah,
better
good
pack
luck.
up and move town. Yeah.
Yeah, good luck on that though. But no, that's great though, man. So what happened when the no contest fight?
So they said that I pushed him. So like I mean, the photographer lady, she's like grabbed me by my arm as I was walking back to the locker room when it was over. She's like, I got it all on camera. She goes, you need to appeal that right now before you even take a shower.
Yeah,
And I was like, okay. So my coach went and did that right away. And like I threw a right hook at him, and I just followed through with it.
yeah.
And they said that like I pushed him. It was really
I mean,
really.
how long was he down for?
He was down longer than the fight, and that's the
Oh,
thing.
well then,
So
yeah, then
it's
if
like I
you're
could.
pushed, though, you would get up though. Like that. What is that?
That's what I mean. Like I mean, he was knocked out cold. His eyes were in the back of his head.
Oh, that's a
Like he was
knockout.
out. The fight
Yeah,
lasted 25 seconds or something, 21 seconds or something like that. He was on the ground for 2 minutes,
yeah. And they
and that's
say,
what I said. I go, well, how does a push knock somebody out? And like
yeah,
I remember me and another great fighter from the area, Kyrie. He fought that night too. He's like, "Come on, let's go test the ring out." So we both go out there. We test the ring, and I go, "Oh wow, this is a soft ring, like trampolini style, like like
so it's not
soft."
like he went down and banged his
I
head or
go,
nothing.
dude, I could pick one of my kids up, Luca or Dante, one of my sons, that's 5 years old, pick him and throw him across the ring, and he'd like laugh. That's how soft that like you don't get knocked out cold from a push like that.
No, exactly though.
And at my last fight in Bridgewater, the commentator covered it, and they were like, that was a bullshit call. He goes, I saw a straight shot from Duchimo. He goes, and he goes, that was really bullshit. And I'm sure he's here to set the record straight tonight. Like the commentator was, and a bunch of other guys from the commission were like shaking their head at this referee. Like I guess he did it before, like in Florida, a few weeks, I don't know.
So is that what they thought though? Like they thought though because he got pushed and he hit his head though down on the mat. That's why they thought that he was knocked out.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, the way
But it
his head
doesn't make any
slapped.
other sense. It doesn't make any other sense because if you just push, the guy's gonna go down and get up. Like you know what I
Right,
mean? If he's out cold, I
right.
mean, so definitely appeal
Even
that one.
slapping your head on the back of the mat, that's so soft. I don't think you can knock yourself out from slapping your like on the concrete. Yeah, you slap your head on the concrete, but slapping your head on this mat, it's not going to knock you out. It's too
Now,
soft.
was that a
And
first round?
if you watch the footage, he's out on his feet. You know that picture that you used right there in the background.
Yeah, Yeah,
That's
oh
that's
yeah,
the shot.
that's not really to
That's
be
the shot.
behind me though, but
Yeah,
hold
that's
on.
the shot. The kid is out.
Let me bring you back in. Sorry.
He's airborne, and his
Oh
ass is
yeah,
off
no,
the
the
ground.
picture of you. Yeah. I know what you're
That's the
talking
one
about.
they said that's what they said was a push.
No. Oh, with that fight? I saw
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
What? No, I saw
yeah.
that fight.
I was so pissed. I worked so hard. I missed
That
Halloween.
wasn't a
Like
push.
the
That
weigh-ins
guy
were on
had something
Halloween.
going on the side with someone else. Come on, give me a break.
That fight
Something was
was November 1st, and Halloween was the weigh-ins. I missed Halloween with my family. I sacrificed so much to get that win, and that ref did that to me. I wanted to rip him apart, but then I just I was like, hey, it is what it is. Well, hopefully we win the appeal. It's it's not like
yeah.
it's a
No,
loss or
I
anything. It's
saw that
still
fight.
it's
You're
still
not.
on box record. It still says three rounds, three knockouts, 100% knockout ratio. So
Yeah, no, I mean, no, you that 100% though was though. But I mean, I'm just even besides the record. I mean, dude, even if you were 0-3, I'm just saying though, just to get back in
yeah,
there though, at the age that you're at and to get that on what initial what like paint a picture of 34 years old. Like, what was it that you were like, you know what? I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get in shape and I'm gonna be a professional boxer at 34 years old, or start getting back into it at 34. Like, was there something that just you know,
yeah.
was there a moment?
I went to the fights at the Palladium December 9th. Pandemonium at the Palladium. Me and Anthony sat front row. My good friend Kendrick Ball Jr. was the main event, and Kendrick Ball's dad owns Camp Get Right. He's my
Okay.
manager. And they by the way they're having their ribbon cutting of the new gym 4:30 Wednesday on West Boylston Street. The public's welcome. Come check out the new gym. It's absolutely beautiful.
Nice. Now, is this the push fight?
Yeah, no, that's the rematch at Bridgewater.
All right. So that wasn't the push fight, right?
No,
Okay. Because I was going to say, I see that because I mean, that's you know,
but that's exactly what it looked like, though. The same.
no, I know. I don't want to laugh at the opponent, but I know I hear you now. That's what it looked like. But yeah.
Yeah, it looked the same thing. But so I was at
So
the fights at the Palladium December 9th, and I had already lost 20 pounds because I was feeling like I was overweight, and I wasn't losing weight to become a boxer or anything. Just because I go up and down, I lift weights, I get big, and then I get fat and sit on the couch, and, and then I go all over the place with my weight. So I was losing weight, and I was there with Anthony Aralata front row, and I saw a couple welterweights come on, and I didn't say it. I said it in my head. I was like, I could beat this guy. I said, and as soon as I said that, Anthony said it out loud. He was like, he goes, dude, you could beat that guy. He's like, you could beat some of these guys, like these welterweights. That's your old division. I'm like, yeah, I know. He goes, dude, if you lose the weight, he goes, you could fucking just. He goes, you got that retard thing. He goes, excuse my language. He goes, you got that stupid thing about you. He goes, just go. Yeah,
I know that's how he would say that, of course.
yeah. And I'm like, I was just thinking that I could do that, and I continued to lose the weight. That's the hardest part, making weight. And I just got back in the gym, and man, was I out of shape. Like it took me 4 months to get into good shape.
Yeah, man. I mean, Jesus.
4 months every day, every single night for 4 hours a night after work.
And yeah, you're working a full pace. See, that's the other thing. It's not like you got all this time to train. You're working full
Oh,
time job on top of
yeah.
it.
I was picking my kids up, bringing them.
Lost you, Danny. Probably his Wi-Fi. Give it a second. This happens a lot. It's the one thing about lives that I don't like. Hold on. Just tell him to come back in normally. The risk of lives. Hold on. Hit the link again. Yeah, I'll just do that. 1 sec. Up there he is.
Oh,
All right.
Sorry, somebody called my phone and it.
Yeah,
And,
usually I forgot to tell you airplane and then Wi-Fi, but it happens. Don't worry about it. You're back. It's the risk of
now I
live.
can't hear you.
Oh,
There you go. Now I can hear you.
you hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep, we're good.
Sorry. Yeah. Somebody called my phone and that screwed everything up.
No, you're all right, man. That's the
Yeah.
risk of lives.
So I get out of work every day at 2:30, and I would go pick the kids up from daycare, and thank God for Laura, because I would drop them off to her, and she made the other stream possible for me too, because without her I could never do it. She watched those kids so I could go chase my dream, and without her that could have never happened. And
Well, at the event I was at, she was actually pregnant.
yeah, yep, yep,
You
with our
know,
second boy, yep. Yep.
yes.
And,
I mean,
and she held
that's
it down. She held it
yeah,
down for a long time while I was letting me chase my dream, needing me to be around, and I got someone to kill. And my coach would explain like the extreme, like someone's coming to try and kill him. Like, just keep that in your mind. Like, and that's what kind of what, got through to her. Like, okay, yeah, do whatever you have to do to win. And she stepped up huge watching the kids, making this all possible for me.
yeah, man. I mean, it's just so impressive though, because like I said, that age though, that's usually retirement age. People retire younger than that in prime. Do you
Yeah,
ever
they
know?
do.
Do you ever know look back after what you're doing though right now and be like, man, if I was doing this though, am I 23, 24, 25, where what could have been going on, or you're just
Yeah, yeah, I do. And for some reason, I feel like I wouldn't have been so ferocious back then.
yeah, the problem maybe, because
Yeah,
life has yeah, I understand what you're saying in a way.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying earlier. I don't know. Everything happens for a reason. I go, damn, I wish I did it, but I don't think I was meant to do it, because, when you got something to fight for, when I was in the amateurs, and I lose a fight, for the gang unit boxing club, when I would lose a fight, it'd be like you were on a baseball team growing up.
Yeah.
Hey, we lost today. Big deal. Let's go get some ice creams. You never really beat the shit out of yourself over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It happens. You're gonna lose some baseball game. You're gonna lose a basketball game here and there. So I thought about it that way. But then when I had kids, I'm like, hey, this is what I do for a living now. And if I lose, yeah, I'm still gonna get paid, but I won't have an opportunity to make more money for the next fight that's gonna be beneficiary for my family.
Yeah.
And you basically, I'm in there pretending like I'm fighting for my kids, and my first
You
fight
are. Yeah.
my first fight, Owen is a man of very few words. And I remember he was like, look at me, right when we're about to go out and make the walk. And he says, Luca, Dante.
That
He's
was
like,
it.
yeah, he goes, you want to have a good Christmas? You want to get a big fight before Christmas? And put some presents underneath that tree? He goes, well, this boop, beep, beep is the only thing that's stopping you
And that
from
was it.
having a good
That's all
Christmas
you had
this.
that's all you had to hear. And then
And I
first
just, and it was good and it was bad, because I snapped so bad after he said that. All my skills went out the window.
yeah, you just
I just
well,
made it a bar. I just went over there and I was just just trying to I didn't use the jab. I just went over there and just tried to pummel him.
well, no, you
Well,
went in Mexican style though. You went in boom, boom, boom,
yeah,
and it just bam.
yeah,
Right? You
I should
got
have jabbed. He was yelling at me. He's like, jab your way in. He's like, don't be doing that. He's like, jab your way in. Don't go in there with your head in there like that. And if it was a really skilled boxer who knew what he was doing, he could have gave me a hard time. But I was so pumped up for that fight. I was positive that nobody at 147 could hurt me that night. That's what I beat into my head. In the welterweight division, whoever you put in front of me, I'm gonna hurt them really, really badly. And that's like what I built myself up to believe that. And And
that's the mindset, man, that you have to have, because if you have that little bit of hesitancy, that could actually hold you back from your punches.
oh,
Like,
it's gonna hold you
yeah,
back. Yeah, you have to believe that, and it's like it's confidence too. Like a lot of people say, like Muhammad Ali and like Mayweather are arrogant, like they say, but they're really not arrogant. They're confident because the minute that they don't think that they're the best in the world, they're not, and somebody else is, and somebody else is gonna beat them. If if you're not thinking of yourself that way, because once you say like, "Hey, I guess I could get beat tonight," then the seed is planted in your head, and you're almost okay with it after that.
yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
already
And
been
you know what, too? And
planted.
I get a kick out of, like, when I watch, whether it's UFC or boxers, say that they could beat this guy, and then you'll see a bunch of people being like, "He's nuts. He can't." Every fighter should believe that they could beat anyone. That's what you.
Absolutely
That's why
right.
you have to have that mindset.
You have to. We have to. It's like basketball players saying, "I'll beat you one on one."
Yeah,
They're all going to say that they can beat the other guy one on one because that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to believe in themselves that
yeah.
way.
You're not going
You
to say,
know?
"Well, I don't know," and question it, and then you go in there with that "I don't know" mindset. You're going to be
Yeah.
in. You're going to be a different human being. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
Listen, it's like Teddy Atlas says, though, man. It's like, say, 75%, 25% skill, this and that, or 75% mindset and your
Yeah.
mental. You
Yeah, he
know,
does. He says it good too. And you know what blows my mind about that? So boxing is the most physical sport in the world, and it's also the most mental sport in the world. But it's 90, like it's like 80 something percent mental.
yeah, yeah,
So that means the
100%.
20% of physical is still more physical than any other sport. Like
Yeah,
a
I
great
mean, that's the truth. I mean,
unforgiving sport. Like, like I've been dropped in sparring. Like my coach makes me fight the toughest guys in my gym, and I hardly win like in sparring sessions, like in my gym, because he's got me fighting like guys who are gonna be world champions.
Who's the
Like
guy from Rhode Island?
that's Peter Manfredo. He's on our team. He's retired. He's a super. He was the not a super. He was a middleweight world champion, IBO
Yeah.
middleweight world champion. He was on that show, The Contender, with Stallone.
Nice.
And
Yeah, he came
you
down to
know,
help you out and train. I seen that, though. That's
yeah,
awesome, man.
yeah, and I had his poster in my wall when I was a kid. He's my brother's. He's 8 years older than me, and I had his poster in my bedroom when I was a kid. And then he reached out to me to like, hey, I'll show you a few pointers. I'll come down the gym with you. I was like, and then I asked him, I was like, you dude, you want to work my corner, be Owen's chief second in command? And he was like, yeah, I'll do it for this fight, And then he did the next fight, and then like after the next
That's
fight, he's like,
crazy.
wherever you fight, he's like, I'm gonna be there. I'm like, oh, this is so awesome.
Yeah, man. How about that, though, man? And I saw the sparring footage, though, with you two guys, though, in there, though.
Yeah, clearly he's toying with me. Like he could kill me if he wanted to. Like he's a
Well, you're
big
not supposed
guy.
to be saying that, Danny. You're supposed to be saying that
No,
you can rip through anyone, right?
no, I could never hurt him. I could never. Yeah, I like him too much.
No, I know, I know. I was
That's
saying from what we were saying before,
yeah, yeah. No, I'd be in trouble. But Peter's a world champion. He fought Joe Calzaghe. He fought Seiko Bika. I forgot how you say his name. He fought everybody. He has 50 pro fights, I think. Or he's yeah, like 42 and like 7 or something like that. Like
Wow.
yeah, he's got 50 professional fights. He's unbelievable, and he's still got it. He's still got it. He wants to
Who,
have another fight. He
who
wants his
was,
son.
yeah.
He wants his son to work his corner.
Who were some of your like biggest inspirations, though, growing up watching fighting?
I love Rocky Marciano back here. I love Muhammad Ali. I love Marvelous Marvin, Pernell
Hagler. Yeah.
Pernell Whitaker,
Yeah.
Arturo Gotti, and the Irish Mickey Ward fights. I love
Oh
those.
God, that trilogy.
That was a real
Unbelievable.
Rocky. That
Round
was a real
nine.
Rocky movie, huh?
Oh yeah, round nine.
Yeah.
The
I
first
love Mike Tyson. As he's up here. Mike Tyson's my favorite.
oh, Tyson was, yeah, that's when I was growing. That's
No, if you ask me, nobody can beat a 20-year-old Mike Tyson.
20-year-old or even 18-year-old. Yeah, he beat
Yeah,
Speed. He beat Spinks when he was 18.
Yeah, he was the
No, no,
youngest
no, no. He
heavyweight.
won. He beat what's his name? The guy who kept getting up and falling down. He was a champion. That's when he got the
Oh
belt.
yeah,
But then
yeah,
he beat Spinks like when he was 20. You could tell Spinks was just scared shitless
yeah. I
walking
think
into
that's
that.
when I think that's when he won the heavyweight championship belt was off Spinks, and he did it. He was 20 years old in 4 months. 20
Good. That's
years
right.
old
With
in
a good with a
four
body shot.
months.
Yeah. I mean, he
And
put him right down.
D'Amato, he has till today two of the youngest heavyweight world champions. Floyd Patterson was 21 years old, the youngest heavyweight world champion ever, and that was Customato's prospect. And
Yeah.
then 40 years later, he gets Mike Tyson and makes him the youngest heavyweight.
My favorite story though was Mike was staying with Customato when Larry Holmes put that beating on Ali, and this was when Ali was already like slowing down and wasn't himself. And he's like, I got a young guy here who's going to be head world champion, and he's going to come back and he's going to whoop him. And then they show Ali go up to Tyson and goes beat him for me, and then Tyson
Yeah.
ends up, well, even though it was
Yeah, Mike Tyson said that was for you, Holyfield. I mean, not Holmes. Holmes. He goes, that was for you. I mean, that was for you, Muhammad Ali, because Larry Holmes was the young guy, and
yeah,
Muhammad Ali was on his way out.
yeah.
And fucking
Holmes is from where I'm. Holmes is by me,
is
Erie,
he?
PA. Yeah, Erie, Pennsylvania. That's where he's from.
Don't you
And
have
then,
another a fighter from out there too? Is there another one
I mean, nah,
from
not really,
Pittston or something?
not to the level of like a Larry Holmes. No, I mean that's just. I'm trying to think. No,
Yeah, he goes that was for Ali. He told him. He whispered it
yeah,
in his
yeah,
ear
yeah,
after
yeah, yeah.
that
No, I
beating.
remember that. And then Ali was in the ring. Remember, he had his sunglasses on. He walks up to Mike. He whispers something, and Tyson's quarter to Tyson. He said, "Get him for me." And
Yeah,
Mike just took him out. And Holmes still says, "Oh, well, my arm got stuck in the ropes on that uppercut." Like, dude, you were
yeah.
done.
He was done.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't him
Done.
in his prime, but dude, I'll tell you one thing about Larry Holmes, though. That jab, he's got a sick jab.
Dude, how
Jesus,
about rest in peace, George Foreman? I mean,
I
you ever
know.
see, like, dude, Evander
What a
Holyfield said
comeback.
he went. Evander Holyfield goes to his corner and he goes, are all my teeth gone?" He goes, "I think he knocked all my teeth out."
I
He
saw
said,
that. They always said that he was not. Everyone that I seen interviewed said that no one hit harder than Foreman.
"No," and he telegraphed all his punches too, but it didn't matter. Like if you get caught up in that tornado, like you were done.
And then
And
he
I
beat
always
who?
knew him to be growing up. I always knew him to be the nice guy selling the grills,
Yeah,
And then
I know. It was weird. Like when the older Foreman, it was just
yeah,
like, but
he's like a
he went in there and
sweetheart grandpa.
he whooped Moore though. Was it Michael Moore, right?
Yeah, he beat Michael Moore at 50. I think he was 49 years old.
49 years old. Kim comes
49.
back
He
and
beat Michael Moore. Yep, yep. Because Michael Moore beat what's his name? The Holyfield, I think.
yeah, because Teddy Atlas though was at one time though. I remember training Michael Moore. That's the clip though where he's like, he's like, I think he has the phone. He's like, I'm on the phone with your children. They're watching, or he's like, we're the fire. We put out the fire. We're firemen. Like, he's screaming at him and shit like that. I just
Yeah.
love I love how Teddy Atlas though just breaks down like
Oh,
the
he's such a
science.
scientist.
Yeah.
I love his analogies, how he breaks down a fight. Like, he dumbs it down for everybody, and he makes it the sweet science. He makes that statement true, the
Yeah.
way he breaks a fight down.
Yeah, I mean, you could take someone that doesn't even know a thing about boxing. You watch an hour of Teddy Atlas talking about it, and you could feel well educated on it. It's the way how he does it. Like you said,
Ab-
he dumbs it down so good, and the way he explains
absolutely,
everything. Though he's fantastic.
absolutely.
Though,
Yep,
fantastic. Though, and I love his podcast. You ever watch his podcast?
all the time. Yeah,
Yeah, he
especially
got
after
involved
the
with
big
like
fights.
UFC stuff too. Now he does MMA and stuff. He talks about that
Yeah,
now too.
because the guy, his co-host, is an MMA guy, right?
Mhm. Yeah, the guy from Boston.
Yeah, yeah,
He's a Boston guy, though. I think,
yeah,
though, too. I mean, let's be honest, though. MMA though started rising up big time, especially like it started rising with Liddell, then Ronda Rousey, then when McGregor hit, it really started skyrocketing. And Teddy's, they're no dummies either. Like they're like, you know, there's always MMA. There's a lot more big MMA. The difference now is boxers, they want to keep that zero record. So you
yep,
don't get to see like the best of the best always fight anymore. Like back in the day, when I was growing up, it was like always De La Hoya and like everyone was fighting the best of the best. Now, ever since Mayweather, everyone's protecting the zero, and you're not getting those great fights. So the UFC, I mean, it's like a household name now. What Dana White though did with that company, and after Conor McGregor came over, like I mean, it really became a household name, and so. I'm not saying that Teddy doesn't love it, but he's not stupid. He's like, I'm going to talk about that because that's always going on as well.
No, yeah, it was the new thing, and but you know what I gotta tell you is those guys he don't pay them. What's his name? The Dana White.
Well, you know what it is? It's like 10 and 10, like their first fight, right? So they get 10,000 and 10. Don't forget they got to pay their team, they got to pay their gym, they got to pay their coaches with all that too. And then if you get the knockout, you get a $50,000 bonus. Some people, when they do that, that's more than their purse. So what it's about more in the UFC is you got to build like the Conor McGregor thing. Like you have to build up your social media and build up your character and build up.
Right. You got to build your character up, right? But still though. So like when the heavyweight champion of the world and Tyson Fury fought Francis Ngannou, the heavyweight champion in the UFC.
Yeah.
Ngannou said if you took, all whatever, let's say he had like 20 UFC fights. He goes, if you took all 20 of those fights, those paychecks, multiplied it times 10, it still wouldn't touch the one night I fought on pay-per-view with Tyson Fury. So like you'll never see. That's why you'll never see those crossover fights. That's why so many guys want to come to boxing and get that giant payday.
Exactly. And
they want to cut. They don't want to cut Dana out. They want to make their own pay-per-view money. Like they want a big payday. Like Floyd Mayweather, he makes $40 million a fight.
Well, and you got to realize, though, but these guys are taking a lot of damage, and that shit sticks. That's what
I mean. Something's not wrong there. Those guys got to get paid more.
I mean, especially now. I think, and he's always talking about not unionizing and this and that, or doing this, or But I agree with you, man. Like they're not, and it's relatively new. You got to remember, though, boxing's been around forever. UFC. Really started getting big after Chuck Liddell, but still, I mean, dude, they're like UFC is like there's so many other in baseball there's triple A, double A. I mean, there's single A, double A.
There's tons of them.
There's that with MMA. So when you make it to the big show in the UFC, I mean, you should at least be getting 50 and 50 to start, but that's not even. It's like 10 and 10, 10,000, like 10,000, but you only get the other 10 if you win. You got to pay your team, your coaches, everything else like that. And I mean, to make it to that level, you got to train full time.
Plus the risk is ridiculous.
Yeah, 100%. So that's why, it's tough. But talking about the UFC, I'm just saying, if anyone else sees this, there's one individual. I never missed UFC since 1993. The most scariest individual. And I don't know if you watched UFC. Do you ever see this guy, Hamzat Chimaev?
No, I never heard of him.
Dude, I'll send you a link over of this guy. He is untouchable. And I'm telling everyone right now, his first 5 fights, he didn't even get punched in the face once. And he's from he's actually from Sweden, but he was born in the war zone of the Czech Republic. And he is just, dude, but he just freaking grabbed Robert Whittaker. He didn't even get underneath his neck. He was squeezing right here and just crushed his whole teeth right in. And Whittaker's like one of the best middleweights of all time. This guy is a monster. And I never seen anyone that like him. Dude, he picks up a guy during the fight, carries him across the ring and goes, Dana, slams him down. He goes, I'm coming for everyone. But in that shit, they're scary, man. Those the Russians and they're different. They're different.
Even in boxing, they're holding it down right now too. Look at Alexander. Alexander Usyk is unified, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. He's got all the belts. He beat the monster Tyson Fury. Fury 6'9". He beat him. Yeah, he's Ukrainian, and so is that Lomachenko. He's like a lightweight.
Lomachenko got robbed, man, against that Devin Haney fight. He got robbed there in that fight, though. But Devin Haney. You see that Garcia? Well, they say he was on the juice though. Garcia and Haney. Garcia whooped him, man. Dude,
Yeah, Garcia busted him
that
up.
kid's hook. Whew,
I
he's
love
got
it.
that.
They
Yeah,
say they say I may be a one-trick pony. He goes, but that one trick's all I need.
no, you're not. But you need a little more though when you're fighting Javante Davis.
Yeah, but you know what Javante Davis did to him though is he weight drained him. He
Yeah, I
hydration.
know, man. That clause, like that, he couldn't put on more than
That was
10
whack.
pounds.
That was whack. He made him weigh in like 2 hours before the fight. We always weigh in the day before. We always weigh in 30 hours before the fight.
Yeah, and
You
that's a
know. So
huge difference, though,
yeah.
man.
He shouldn't even took a fight with the and that's that's some bitch shit on Tank's side too. Like, come on,
Well, yeah, he's the same side that Mayweather had too, and they're always crazy with the gloves and these weight clauses. And like
yeah, yeah.
when you're not hydrated, though, your brain
Yeah,
rattles so much.
that's why he hit him in the stomach and he went right down because his body was just craving food. You know, he just,
Yeah, got him right in that liver shot,
that
though.
would have been a good fight if they didn't have that hydration clause.
And you could even see the difference, though, for Ryan, though, from when they fought
Yeah,
a second time,
his
though, to like, yeah,
his
he was
face.
just looked drained.
Yeah,
Looked drained, man. I mean, that's they say, well, in UFC especially, some guys are cutting like close to 25, 30 pounds, man. They say the real fight's the weight cut. Like,
it is 100%. To me, that's the hardest part.
yeah,
To me,
yeah.
that's the hardest part is cutting the weight because I walk around at like 175 pounds, and I fight at 147. In this last fight, I finally moved up to 156. But I mean, that's hard to make. Like that's why you got to know about a fight in advance. Like because you just can't stay that weight forever. Like like.
No, it's tough, dude, man. I mean, that's like I couldn't even imagine. And they do it for every fight. And I mean, that's got to that can't be healthy after a while. And they even
No,
got
it's
rid of
not.
they used to be able to use the IV drip. They banned that and all that stuff too.
I think
Like
you can use it in boxing now.
in boxing, yeah. In
Yeah,
UFC,
yeah.
they,
I
they
got a portable sauna right here in my basement.
oh nice.
Yep.
No shit, man. Yeah, I want one of them though, man. What would you get? Like one of those like wooden ones that you just put.
No, it's like a bag.
Let me see it.
Yeah.
All right, now how does that work though? Like where does the heat come in from?
See the chair right there, and the heat comes right here.
Oh, okay.
You fill this
Nice.
bad boy up. We fill that up with water. You turn it on. Crank it. You'll be sweating out of there.
I might not even kidding you. I might get that like tomorrow. Like I just like to have like a sweat, like it just feels good though.
Yeah, it's
So,
good. It's really good. I before a fight, like I'm like 2 days before the fight, I'm in that thing all the time. I can lose like 12 pounds in like 3 days.
damn.
Yeah.
And that's what are you doing though? Just caps of water. I mean, you gotta really
Yeah, ice like the day of the weigh-in is just ice chips, jump rope 20 minutes, in the sauna for 20 minutes, ice cold shower, weigh myself, repeat that cycle so you see what you want on the scale. Because the weight will just fall off of you. That's why you got to make sure you drink the water though that week. Just drink water.
yeah.
One small meal a day, drink water, and then 2 days before the fight, no food, the ice chips when you must, and hop in that sauna and drench it all out to make weight. And then that's what's so good about hydration. So after we make weight, we always have a big nice weigh-in dinner. The whole crew comes, all my sponsors and supporters, and everybody comes. We go to a nice Italian restaurant, and dude, as soon as I'm eating like an appetizer, I'm getting my energy back like right away. Like,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you next is so like right after, so when you have your weigh-in, it's what, a day before?
yep, the day before.
And then you just go and you just
I
ham
usually
out.
weigh in at like 2. I usually weigh in at like 2 o'clock, 2:30.
Okay, and then your fight's the next day at like what time around? Like how many hours do you get usually
Usually like anywhere from like 7 to like 9:30.
at night? So you get almost like you get about 32 hours to where you could put on some weight though. And what do
Yeah,
you do?
I gained 10 pounds in that time.
in that time frame. That's so, but
Yeah.
I'm saying though, like, do you still don't have to keep it though somewhat healthy though what you eat though, right? Because you
Yeah,
don't want
yeah.
to
Like you
cramping
can't
me
eat
up.
too. Like I stopped. You know what I always get the day of the fight is hibachi, Asian hibachi. You know, like they do the onions and the rice
Yeah,
in front
yeah,
of it
yeah,
with a
yeah.
nice piece of steak and like a lobster tail or something. I always eat that, and I always like eat it at like by 1 o'clock the latest. Like you know, because you don't want to be bloated. So like I usually go there for like noontime, and that's what I eat before every fight. Italian food the night of the weigh-in, and Asian
So you'll hit
hibachi
the
grill.
pastas up the night of the weigh-in with the carbs and everything, but then the day of the
Yeah.
fight though, less like carbs
More
because
carbs though, because they still got all that fried rice. You ever see the rice they give you?
yeah, oh yeah. So
God,
you'll smash.
but I'm
Okay,
just making sure though that I'm not eating it too close to the fight because
exactly.
you'll be like,
Exactly. And also, they could slow you down though, too, and stuff like that. I noticed just from my normal diet, like when I stopped eating bread and like stuff like that, though, like I used to always want to take naps in the middle of the day. I'm just
yeah,
talking normal life shit.
makes you
And like,
tired.
yeah, it makes you tired though. But when you get like on, I try to, cause I like this guy named Jocko Willink and he just eats, he's like on an all steak diet. And, but you're in ketosis though when you're doing that all the time, but you have crazy energy, like crazy
Joe
energy.
Rogan does that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The all steak, all meat. You know what I mean? He's nuts with the elk meat and everything that he goes out hunting for and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I mean a lot of people do that. But I remember, man, I was just about to get in ketosis and it actually hit me. I remember when I was on the treadmill and I remember I was like, I could just go for hours. Like, like when you're in ketosis, man, your energy, because you're not burning carbs and it's just burning your fat. And you just, I don't know. It's like I equate it to because I was an addict in the past. I equated to like that first time I made a Vike and I was able to clean my whole house. That's how
Yeah,
ketosis is for me.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Start painting the walls.
Yeah, right. For real, man. I love though that little. I didn't even think of that though because I saw those like wooden type sauna things though. But that thing that you got there, what's that cost total? Like
So
that's
you
under
could
100.
like you could spend this one here was my good friend Giorgio. Shout out to Giorgio Icavoni. He gave this to me, but I googled it though before he did, and you can spend like anywhere from like 200 to 500.
Okay, so
Yeah,
200 to 500.
yeah, 500 makes a really really nice one. But hey, if you can find one for $200, it gets the job done. That's
Danny
all you need.
Green, what's good? Loomis and Danny, two gentlemen. Salute, fellas from Boston. Nice,
Danny
Danny Green.
boy.
Thanks for being here. OG Ruby, what's up? Love you. Thanks for being here, Robe. Hold it down. But yeah, so what? You said anywhere from 200 to 500 for the one that you got?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, it's just that you could probably just make a makeshift one too. It's just like a tent, right? And then you
You
just
could.
have
It reminds me of something I used to grow weed in when we were kids, like in the closet of your house.
grow some hydroponic shit in that
Yeah, but
though.
you
But
do want it to be sealed, sucked tight. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I put that. Usually, that's always on the deck in my backyard in the summer, spring, summer, fall. I had to bring it in for the February fight because it wasn't getting hot out there. The cold. It was so freezing. It wasn't getting hot, so I had to bring it in the basement.
yeah. And then you just sit in that for freaking what'd you say? How much you lost how much weight would you lose with that thing? 12 pounds,
12 pounds in 3 days.
12 pounds in 3 days, just all that water weight, just boom,
Yeah.
stuck you right in.
Yep. It just drips right off of you.
Man. And and in your jumping rope though, like don't you get real weak though from that?
I really never got to the point where I was gonna pass out. I got this stuff too here. Let me show you.
Johnny Pockets, what's up? At Loomis and Danny, the 617. Great to see you, Johnny.
Johnny Pockets. What's up, cuz?
617. Greetings from New England.
See this
We got
stuff?
New England.
All the old time boxers use this stuff right here. I guess it's made to remove makeup off of you, but you rub this all over your head, your body, everywhere, and then you put a sweatsuit on. You will sweat out 10 pounds if you've never
No
used it
shit.
before. Yeah, it's insane. Rub this all over you
No shit.
and go work out with a sweatsuit on.
But when you drain all that water weight, though, Danny, hey, Carmine, what's up? I reached out to you today. Great to see you, my friend. I don't know if you saw my message. Thanks for being here, Carmine. So like when you're draining though that 12 pounds and you go jumping rope, aren't you weak as hell too?
Not really. Like, I mean, I felt weak once or twice inside the sauna. Like I was like, oh, I better not take a nap like in here. But like really not really though. No. Thankfully I've never done it. Like I follow everything that my manager Kendrick Ball tells me what to do with the sauna. He's a master, Kendrick Ball, with the sauna, and he tells me exactly. He's like, yo, don't get in it too early. He's like, before a fight, like, don't get in it 4 days before a fight because you're just gonna gain that water right back. It's just water weight. It doesn't go away. You
Yeah,
know, it's just as soon as you make weight and you drink like a Gatorade, you're putting pounds on, right? You know, it's
right
not.
away. Yeah, right
Yeah,
away.
it's a
But
temporary weight loss thing that can be very dangerous if not
but though,
doing
like
right.
I see when I watch like the MMA though, and those guys doing it though to their bodies though, like their bodies in a way, like your own body, like doesn't it get used to it though after a while though, like the more though you do it and stuff, like but it
Yeah,
keeps you.
exactly. You get used to it, and then you find what routine works best for you. But if you see yourself seeing stars, get out of it and maybe eat a little something.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, your health is number one. I mean, if you're seeing stars and shit like that, I mean, you got to look after though yourself though there though. But yeah, dude, no, that's great though, man. They have one of those right there.
Yeah,
They definitely has to though come in handy.
yeah.
I want,
I couldn't have made weight without that thing.
yeah, yeah.
No,
I
I
mean,
would have to go into the Y or get a membership, and even then and there, like I would be back and forth to the Y 7 times on there my way, and it's like
yeah. Instead of
ridiculous.
just walking downstairs and boom, having it right there. It's
Yeah,
perfect. It's
yeah,
perfect. I want one. You said in between like 200 and 500.
yeah,
Yeah, because I always look at like when I was out there, me and Anthony, when we go to the gym though, and he's always like going to the steam room or whatever. It's almost like taking like an inner shower. It's always good to get a sweat out anyway. I'm not
yeah.
talking
It releases toxins.
yeah.
Like there's so many positives to hitting a steam. You know, if you do that 3 times a week, your skin will be better. Like that's why he looks so young. Is because he's in that thing all the time.
Well, he eats real healthy too. He's a nut with
Yeah,
what he eats,
he's-
and he also you both you guys got me on that Celtic salt.
yeah,
I drop it in every one of my bottles of water, and he's the one that got me on it. Remember when we did
yeah,
the interview from your backyard before your fight?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I still got mines.
No, he does though. You could tell from his skin though. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Nobody, but he just had a birthday yesterday, the day before. He just turned 57, and he's got the baby
happy
face
birthday,
still.
Aunt. No shit. Yeah. No, he does. Yeah, no, he don't look 57 at all. He looks young as hell. But
Baby face killer, they call him.
yeah, man, he looks like he works at
That's one
Starbucks,
of
but he'll
that's one
fucking
of his
kill you.
nicknames. That's one of his nicknames, the baby face killer.
Fucking Aerolata. I did a show the other night. Well, I sent you the clips. I was like, everyone from the genre and all that who talks whatever. If like, because I'm not afraid of anyone, but like if he was coming at me, I'd be like, then someone's like, well, what about Gene Barello? I'd be like, no. And I didn't mean no, like, oh, because I'll kill him. I meant no,
Yeah,
because I know he's going to be coming because he's going to put a post up going, I'm going to kill Loomis.
yeah,
Aerolata will be on the fucking roof.
yeah.
Fucking Spider-Man shit. He's
No,
smart.
I would if he was mad at me. Not even trying to be a tough guy. I got a lot to lose. I would probably be scared, and it's okay to be scared.
Well,
Mike
dude, they're
Tyson was.
killer. I mean, he's a
Mike
killer.
Tyson was scared before every single one of his fights. He's
Well,
scared
yeah,
that
but
he's
that's
gonna
a
get him.
different thing, though, Danny. These guys are killers, though. I mean,
That's what I mean. That's
I
what I
mean,
mean. Knowing a guy's coming to end your life and he's good at it and he's done it before, you should be
yeah.
scared. You should be. It's okay to be scared.
Yep, the one of the weight cut is. What's up, Ron Archer from Canada? That's my man. Glad your power's back on. The weight cut is one of the most dangerous things a fighter can do. It really is. Like you have to, really know what you're doing. And a lot of fighters, even like because I watch a lot of MMA, and a lot of them have to cancel like their fights and stuff because they got to go to the doctors and they
One
got.
of the MMA guy holds a record, man. He lost 30 pounds in like a day.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Yeah,
That might have been Poirier, actually. Back
might have
in
been.
Carmine, back in the day, we used Vicks or Bengay and wrap plastic around the belly and work out an icy bath and salt bath, measuring water intake. We would lose 20 pounds in a week. Yeah,
I
no, I
rub
believe.
I rub Vicks in my nose before I spar and before I fight, just because those big mouthpieces. Like
Yeah.
they're so hard to breathe in. So like just in case my nose like isn't completely clear. Like I rub Vicks up in it, and I can breathe really good with
Yeah, but
that in there.
Carmine's talking about that old school shit, wrapping that plastic around you. I remember I used
Yeah,
to
it's
have
like a
one of
homemade
those.
sweatsuit.
Yeah, I used to have one of those belts that goes around the belly like this, and you go like that you'd sweat right there,
Drench
or
it.
sweatsuit like this. Not well, this isn't a sweatsuit, but and with
Yeah,
the pants,
the
and then
trash
jump
bag
rope with
suits.
that on and stuff though. And then when I take it out, you just wring it out.
Yeah, we used to do that. I used to do that on a bicycle with in a sauna, wearing a black trash bag with duct tape, and you could see the pooled up nasty sweat.
What's up,
Gross.
Johnny Noodles? Great to see you, my friend Danny and Johnny. Do you guys know John Scully? Does a lot of great work for sick boxers, Benatees, McClan, etc.
Yes,
Currently,
I'm good friends with Johnny Iceman.
oh yeah, Bill. There you go. Yes, he is.
Iceman Scully. He's from Connecticut. Yeah, he's in Arturo Better Ribs corner there that he just beat. What's the name of that guy he just beat? The guy was great. That last fight was amazing. The Korean guy he fought. Guy's half Korean, half Russian. He beat him. Bivol. He just beat Bivol. I love John Scully. He's such a nice guy.
Nice.
Such a decorated boxer, amateur boxer. Great
I'm
guy.
Carmine S. Thank you very much, Johnny Noodles. And anyone in the chat, throw out anything you want. I'm friends with boxer Vitor. You know me, Carmine, with the names Vito Autofermo and Bobby says. I heard Bobby says Bobby's in bad shape. He got cancer in the face.
Oh, poor Bobby.
Cancer, man. I hate cancer,
I
man. But
remember when
I'm
Bobby
looking at my
moved up.
father.
I
Go
remember
on.
when Bobby moved up to heavyweight to fight Evander Holyfield. I think it was Holyfield he fought. Yeah, he was giving him a good fight. I think he ended up getting the TKO, but he's a tough guy, Bobby.
Didn't I see the Hurricane though around though you too, or Peter McNeely?
Yeah, I'm good friends with Peter. He comes to my fights and stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
he's got did something. Is that from boxing, or did something happen to him? Like did he have a stroke or anything?
no,
Or
he's punchy. He's too many heavy. That's that heavyweight division, man.
dude, he came flying at Tyson though. I'll give him that. Like he
That's
just
how he
came.
won all his fights.
Yeah, he came charging. You got to give him
Hey,
that. And
when he
Tyson
fought Tyson,
loved it. Dude, Tyson
dude.
loved it. Tyson's like he wanted to party that night, and like Mike Tyson said great stuff about him on his podcast.
Yeah, they're brothers. That guy. People make fun of him and stuff like that. He was a deadly, dangerous man. He fought Mike Tyson for a reason. He was like 28-0 when he fought Mike Tyson, and in all 28 fights, he used to say, "Why dance with a guy all night when I can just run over there and get him out of there?"
And yeah,
In the
he
first
just
round.
charged. But I mean, Mike though
Just
with
lay
that
it out.
peekaboo
Yeah,
style though.
yeah.
Like,
Mike's too world class of a fighter to pull that shit on. But like dude, you have a big motherfucker coming at you like that,
yeah.
swinging like that, like you get caught by one of. That's what I mean. Heavyweight division, 300-pound guy puts his punch into everything. I don't care who you are.
Well, that's like the UFC though, like as well. You don't have heavyweights that stay champions long because of the size of the gloves and how hard they hit. It's
Yeah, those
a wrap.
4-ounce gloves. Yeah.
Those 4-ounce gloves is a wrap though,
And
right there.
that's why I use the 8-ounce gloves, man. Not too much bigger. In the welterweight division, we use eights.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, I could tell though
And
from
I remember my coach when he put him on me like a week before the fight. He goes, "These are the gloves you're going to be wearing. How do you feel?" Because in the amateurs we use 16-ounce gloves, and in the pros, welterweight down 8, and then super welterweight up to heavyweight they use 10-ounce gloves. And he goes, "How does it how do you feel?" He goes, "Putting that glove on." And he was, "And don't try and be a man with me." Like and I was like, "I'm scared." I was like, I'm scared. Like
yeah,
someone's gonna die. I was like yeah. But they don't use hand wraps for a fight. It's all tape and gauze. So
yeah.
it's like a fucking brick, dude. And we're stretching that thing out to stuff that brick inside this little 8-ounce glove. And I was so confident because I just knew once it lands, no one's gonna get up from that. Like that's why you see these bloodbaths with Arturo Gotti and Mickey Ward, and you're like,
That's
how the
crazy. You said that because Carmine just brought him up. No, I keep going, Danny. I got
how,
excited for a second though. I just got to say hello to Tone. It's been a while. Great to
what
see you, my friend.
what
Go
up,
ahead, Danny.
Tone?
Go ahead. To
Yeah,
Tone in the
I
house.
just don't know how those guys put
Hit
them
that
to
like button,
the
folks.
abuse.
Well, yeah, no, dude, and Tyson though used to be like, I want to get my knuckles right through the freaking what do you call it, right through
Yeah,
that
he'd
body.
start hitting the cinder block walls backstage to soften them up.
Well, how about the Spinks story where Spinks is laying down in his freaking locker room and Mike's freaking fist comes right through the fucking wall?
He had him beat right then.
Oh, he had a beat before. I mean, that's the other thing. You could tell a lot of fight. Tyson said that I would have fighters beat before they even got in there, or like at the stare down. I look right in their
At the
eyes.
weigh-ins, he had guys beat at the weigh-ins.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And that's why even like McGregor in the UFC, it's like he's bringing all of Ireland, and it was a big difference. Like we were talking about fighting under the lights. That's why a lot of people in the beginning were not saying he wasn't like in his prime, he was a great fighter, but what a Conor McGregor fight entailed in those times was so big, and like people just they didn't know how to handle it because it was just completely different. You bring a whole country with you. It's a completely different ball game, and the
that's why the
pay-per-views.
promoters love. That's why the promoters and stuff like that, they love him. You know, he sells tickets. If you can sell tickets, you can be very successful in the sport.
All right, I met Arturo Gotti at Ringside Bar in Jersey City. He was living in Jersey. He went on vacation in Brazil, and his brother-in-laws got him drunk, and his brother-in-laws got him drunk
They
and beat
killed
him to
him.
death. Listen, dude, that man, I'm going to tell you right now, and I
They
don't give a
killed
fuck
him.
if anyone gets mad at me saying this. He absolutely did not commit suicide.
No, his wife killed. His wife had him killed. Yeah.
And took the money and everything like that. You cannot to mention the way how he was found. It was just there's no. I don't. He did not commit suicide.
I feel
sorry.
so bad for his son, but I mean, having to live with like his mom through all that, possibly in the back of his head, knowing that that's the truth. But he's I think he's like 17, 18 years old right now, and he's making waves in the boxing scene. Have you seen his son
No, I
training?
didn't know. No.
Look at I saw him last week. I think he's ready to go pro. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, man, that's sad because remember him and Mickey War got together and he was like Mickey was training him a little bit though towards the end and stuff like that. And Mickey was even like, I know him, man. Like
he would never take his own.
Even though people though who do that like don't really speak up and stuff. There's nah, man. Like, and then the wife, the way how she got to, she did it. Like she,
you can see it, but you can see it.
Carmine's
She's guilty. She's guilty in her eyes, man.
100%. Arturo Gotti did not listen. I bet like right now, if God came down and said you're wrong, that you get this answer wrong, what happened? He did not commit suicide. Like that's like no,
100%. 100%.
What a shame, man. I heard he was a fantastic human being too. Great
Oh,
guy.
I idolized him. I thought he was like really Rocky Balboa. Like I love the style.
Fighter.
You know, he came from Cuba. Quebec. He came from Quebec, and then he moved down to Jersey, and
great
I love
event
his
in
style.
Nutley, packed with Boxing Hall of Fame and New Jersey fight fans. Which event is that? Out in Nutley. That's Jersey, right? Oh, well, yeah, he just said Jersey right there. When's that going on, James? Or did it already go on, actually, I should ask. Tatone says, Dan, what's up?
What's up, brother?
Noodles, yes. Carmen, I know. All right, Mario Costa, Jersey City, New Jersey, Ringside Lounge, great guy. Sleepy Joe, wow. I think he said that after we mentioned the Toro Gotti thing. Yeah, but no, he absolutely come on, man. That's that don't seem right.
There's a whole documentary on it. And something really shady went down with that, with like the investigation with the Brazilian police. They threw it right out the window, and then they the family had an examiner come down, and the way he was hung, they dropped the body 1,000 times, and they were like, dude, it doesn't fall in that position after being hung. Like it's just.
Well, yeah, I thought though some of his like he wasn't. It wasn't even in the air either though. Like it was more like his legs though would have been on the ground though, and it was just too, and there was blood everywhere too and stuff. Like you know what I mean from hanging. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like he absolutely, and I don't know why he said. I don't care if anyone gets mad at me, but why would they get mad at me? The guy absolutely did not do. I don't think he did. I know he didn't do it.
Yeah, I know he didn't too. And
if she's out there living now on his money and this and that or whatever. And I don't want to say, I mean, this isn't a big channel or whatever. He has kids out there and stuff like that. That I'm sure that it's tough on.
Yeah,
but I'm
God
just
bless his
saying that.
kid. His kid's making waves in the boxing world really
Good,
soon.
good. Fucking bitch. Sorry.
His spirit will live
No,
on through his son.
oh yeah. My son trained with UFC fighter Jimmy Rivera, Shane Burgos, Julio Arce, and Lyman Good. He trained kickboxing at jiu-jitsu.
Nice.
Nice, Carmine. Carmine's from the old school, man. Carmine
All
knows his
right.
stuff. Aralata is always eating the best food. Dude eats well. He's on Facebook, and the dude is always out at nice restaurants. Shout out to Aralata. Yeah, but
Yeah.
he eats real. I was just gonna say something funny, but whatever. I used to be like, all those killers, like Whitey Bulger, fucking, they all eat healthy. Like they're all like crazy with whatever. But no, Anthony changed his life. He's doing well now. He's got the wine going with the Pazzo wine. It was just, but
Yeah.
for 56 years old, though, I mean, like, he taught me some stuff with that Celtic salt, like how when you drink water normally, it doesn't go into your cells, but with that Celtic salt, though, then it goes like into your cells. Like he knows what he's talking about with that shit.
It's got like 92 minerals in it, and if you don't need Advil anymore or Tylenol, if you have a headache, you put a little bit on your tongue, drink the water, your headache goes away.
Well, it's
It's
not, and
amazing.
people think it's dehydration. It's salt that, like, for hangovers too and
Right,
stuff. Like,
you need salt, right?
yeah, it's salt. That's what I'm saying, though. And I
It's
put
not
every
like table salt.
sometimes you just put a little kernel of that underneath your tongue and drink some water, man. It's great. I got that little gray salt bag when I was talking to you guys in the summer
Yeah,
for that interview, and I still have it. Like, and I still
yeah,
use it every day. And
yeah,
it's great though for, like you said, 92 minerals. It's good for your skin. It's great salt. And it
yeah.
has all those minerals though in it. It's great. Noodles, yes, Mario. We miss Mario. Oh, noodles, yes, Mario. I haven't been there in 18 years. Who's Mario? I miss a Mario. I like to get to everyone though when we're doing stuff. But you guys keep the chat flowing. Hit that subscribe. Hit that like button. So Dan, so what's anything in the future yet though? Announced, planned, anything with the boxing on that end yet, or you
Yeah,
just
so I just had an offer from my manager Kendrick. They pretty much like cherry picked me right after the February fight. They wanted me to fight March 22nd when I just fought March 15th, so I wouldn't be able to get a standard 7 week um, camp in, and they wanted me to fight in Atlantic City, and that's like a dream come true for me. But the kid that he wanted to fight me, he knew I just fought. I hurt my shoulder in that fight, and it's like, and he didn't want to give me 7 weeks to train for it. But that would have been a really big fight for me, something like that. Um, but I'm definitely going to be fighting this summer. Hopefully, do one in Worcester, and then hopefully after that I get like the big shows like Foxwoods, Mohegan Sun, and
so yeah, you're just, you don't see it like you're gonna keep going and going until
yeah, just gonna keep see where it
so
takes
what do you
me.
feel? I mean, man, because you're how old? You're gonna
It's
be
been it's
37. What?
been I'm 37. I'll be 37 in August. Yeah, and
So
it's
you'll be
been
37.
yeah.
That's what I'm trying to let everyone know here, that this man though went pro though at freaking his first pro fight, 36 years old. And that's when most people don't retire. I mean, you got to admire that. I mean, that's crazy, Danny. That's crazy. Like I
Yeah.
just, you don't see that a lot. So a lot of people are done though by then and this and that. You know what I like though the most about it is, you win amateur, you won like 50% of your fights when you were amateur, but I think though you're taking away, like the way you were taking these fights, you're probably taking more serious than how you were back then as a youngster.
Oh,
And now you have your
so much more
yeah,
serious. I didn't care. I'm telling you, that's why I tried to relate it to like a baseball game, like when you're a kid and you're on a team. Like I didn't care. Like yeah, I wanted to win, but I didn't have no warrior's heart back then. Now I got to pay the
no, now
bills.
you're for your children and stuff like
Yeah,
that. And
yeah. I
you're
was living in my dad's house back then. I didn't have a care in the world. Now I have
steamrolling
to.
though through people in the first round, folks. First round, all three knockouts in the first round, first minute,
Thanks,
right?
man. Yeah.
You also
No,
though have the
no. They want my longest fight was 1 minute and I want to say like 28 seconds.
oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. But but what I'm saying though is that you have the world record at the DCU Center, which is like the MSG for fastest knockout, right?
Yeah, marvelous. Malvin Hagler fought there. You know, what's his name fought there? No Mas, Hands of Stone. Roberto Duran fought
Roberto
there.
Duran, man, that's my guy. He's a
Yeah,
killer. Yeah,
they have
Duran.
a rich boxing history there. Yeah, and I got the fastest knockout there.
Good for
Which
you, buddy.
yeah, and I want to thank Owen for that, and Kendrick Ball for that, because I really have to push myself, like like they push me, they know I'm capable
Oh,
of things,
I
and
could tell when I
I'm
met
like,
Owen. Yeah,
and I'm like, all right, can we go home now? When they're like, no, go jump rope 6 more rounds, then you go home. And
yeah.
I'm like, and I want to go home, like,
It's inspiring
but
though, man. I'd see like your Facebook stories. You're in the rain shadow boxing. You're like doing like that shit's inspiring at your age, and to be able to go back in there and make the walk and be able to handle the pressure of all the sponsors, all the people that come to see you. I'm sure, like, I mean, I know my side. I'd be like, oh fuck, Uncle fucking Richie's here, and fucking all the family and all the sponsors that threw all this money down. I gotta win. Like, I mean, it's a lot of weight on your shoulders. Let alone just like, there's people who could always win in the gym, but once you're under the lights, it's a different ball game. And like you fight a Polar Park, your first fight back, and
yep,
whoop them, whoop them.
yep.
So you could tell, man, when you walk out of that dugout, like whoever was in front of you,
That's what I'm saying. I
I
knew I
could,
was
yeah, I
gonna
could
hurt him.
tell. You could tell right when you walk out of that dugout, they're dead. They're
I
dead.
never had a feeling like that in my life. It was, the second one wasn't like it, and I remember my good friend Bobby Harris the third telling me, he goes like, your first fight's an emotional roller coaster. He says, and there's nothing like it after that, and he was right about that. I was just so confident that I was gonna hurt this
I could
guy.
tell, man. But, right when you walk out, I just, remember I made that video, I put it in slow mo, but when you have the teacher, when you're walking out, I'm like, you didn't seem too nervous there. You're like, I think they're going down. But
No,
I mean, a
yeah,
lot of
I
people
was.
there for you. I mean, a lot of people there for you. I'm talking though, like that's what I mean. Like how Teddy Atlas says, like 90% physical. I mean, 90% mental, 10%
Mental.
physical. But I
Yeah,
mean, and the
yeah.
sponsors though that are throwing up monies and cars and this and that at you, and everyone in your community with
So
that. Like
blessed.
but
I'm so blessed.
to be able though to like overcome that, because I mean, you did tell me, and I don't know if you remember, but we were talking on the phone. You're like, I'm not gonna lie, Loomis, like I'm a little nervous. I mean, I got all these sponsors
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
I mean, which is
No, it
normally
was,
human.
me and my coach were talking one day, planning the Brown Square event, and he goes, "Man, you're not nervous?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "No." And then, like a month went on, and I go, "Oh, now I know what he's talking about." Yeah, now I'm nervous. Like, just because I don't want to let them down. And like that's what it's all about. I don't want to let them down. They believe in me. I don't want to let them down.
Yeah.
I'm not scared to be embarrassed out there. If something, God forbid, bad happened,
Why? You made
I'm
the
not.
walk.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I'm proud of myself just for doing that. But it's bigger than me, though. I have a whole neighborhood of Italian, Irish community that believe in me to do this now, and they put up their hard-earned money behind me, and I can't let them down. So
Oh
that's why
man,
I have these
I
great
saw it.
guys in my corner to remind me of that and push me. And I'm not fighting for myself. I'm fighting for Grafton Hill.
So when I came out there to Worcester, it reminded me of back in the day, like how all the community was around here when I was growing up, and like it was just like so nostalgic. The event that I taped for you,
Yeah,
and
you could smell macaroni and meatballs cooking out in the windows on Sundays and stuff.
yeah, no, it was. I mean, it was. I loved it out there in Worcester. What I
Yeah.
learned from UFC fighters doing salt baths is a downside. You can catch cramps in a fight in competition. Yeah, that's why you got to. Bananas are good for that though, for the cramping and all that type of stuff though. They help out though, big time though. I learned that though in jiu-jitsu, dude. Like after my second guy, I couldn't even walk, and I'd start eating bananas, and that would help out. But yeah, salt baths. Then they do the towel thing. Then they do, sauna, all that stuff. I mean, it's crazy. The weight cuts the fight. That's what they say. After the weight cut, the professional fighters, they're like, all right, that's it. It's on now. I mean,
There's some
because
kids. There's some kids in my gym. This other kid that
the hardest part.
I fight with, Justin. He made his pro debut with me, and he fought at the DCU center with me. He's from my stable. He has to eat food to make weight.
Oh,
I
to make weight to that's crazy.
Yeah, he's the opposite. You know, he's got to eat a few to make the 147. You know, he's usually walking around at like 144. You know, and I was like, damn, I envy you so bad. I was like, I wish I had to eat to make weight.
Carmine, you talking about like with weight cut and slurring the words and stuff? Like I'm telling you, though, it can't be good for the brain because, like, you know, and not to mention we were talking about the Garcia fight with Gervonta, where he was only able to put 10 pounds on. And you said that body shot, not to mention when you get hit in the head, you don't have though that water though in between the head and the brain though. That's like usually there as much though too. And like with the
No,
hydration and
he
stuff.
wasn't allowed to put no pounds on.
10, no more than
No,
10.
no. You know, he had to be in the thing. They weighed him 2 hours before the fight.
Oh, I thought that he was able to put on no more than 10. Like you could suck.
No,
No,
as far as I know, no, he had to
no,
be.
no, no. What I'm telling you, he was able to suck weight, but he couldn't put on more than 10. I thought it was.
Okay, okay.
I should look that up though to be sure. But
No, yeah, that makes sense because that's
because
about
if
what
he's
I
gonna
put on.
cut and you can't put on a pound, I mean that's just ridiculous. 10 pounds. But Gervonta though could put on whatever he wanted.
Because I know
So
he weighed him that he had to make weight again the day of the fight, 2 hours before the fight, which is such bullshit. I mean, yeah, you can't even get your head right doing things something like that. The mental aspect of it, knowing I have to weigh in today and fight today, that's too much. That's too
Gervonta
much.
Davis was right. There was a 10-pound rehydration clause, meaning Garcia could weigh no more than 146 pounds in the morning of the fight after a 136-pound catch weight agreement. So, yeah, he was able to put 10 pounds on.
Yeah, but
But
he only had 2 hours to do it.
I know.
So it's not gonna happen. Who's gonna eat 2 hours before the fight?
And then you got to have that shit settle in there. And
Yeah.
that's how that Mayweather team is. That he has the same
Yeah,
promotions. And with the
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I thought Oscar De La Hoya got Mayweather in that fight.
yeah. He did. He did. He definitely did.
And how about Oscar? How about Mayweather's father was training Oscar?
Yeah. Even his
Or
dad.
not.
His dad even tells him, "You won that one."
But what's his name? Mayweather, though, man. He was a legend. What was Roger Mayweather? He
Oh
knew
yeah,
his shit.
yeah. He
Yeah.
fought Vinny. He beat Vinny Pazienza.
Yeah, but I mean, what a great trainer too. What a great trainer.
Yeah, he was a great fighter.
Vinny Paz is the one that came back from the injury, right? With the neck
Yeah,
injury. Yeah,
yeah. He
unbelievable.
messages me time to time too. He gives me positive messages and stuff.
Yeah, because he's a real one and he knows though what it really takes and he respects you. You know what I mean? He's not
Yeah.
like other people who don't
Me and Anthony
understand.
Aralata actually sat with him at the Palladium for some fights years ago. We sat front row with him. We got a good picture of him. I think you've
Nice.
seen that pic. Yeah.
I did. Yeah. Loomis came in late. When is Danny fighting and where? Oh no, Johnny Noodles, meaning you came in late. Well, that's what they're trying to book another fight. See, I don't know if you saw Johnny. I did a story on Danny about what was that, Danny, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
It was just more like a motivational, like, hey man, this guy coming back fighting 36. And I'm good friends with Danny. So I just wanted to do the story on him, and I was 3-0 and winning in the first round, coming back at 36 years old. And now he's what did you just say, Dan? You're waiting on what happened?
I'm just waiting to hear my options right now. That they gave me one to fight in Atlantic City only a couple weeks after my other fight, so I had no time for a training camp. But
I would have been there. AC's not too far either.
oh, that's what I want. I want a big payday fight like that, and I'm just waiting on a call now. My manager throws a fight once a year. He did the Polar Park fight in the big baseball stadium.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's going to happen this year because they might have jumped on it too late. But we're definitely going to have a fight here in Worcester this summer. Could be like in back of the Palladium outside, like shut the street down. They have like parades back there. Like they might put a ring outside back there, right
Oh,
on Main Street.
that'd be wild.
Yeah, he's been talking about something like that. So definitely gonna be going at it.
Now the Palladium is where I went to the fights though, where Rivera was at with Anthony and
Yeah, that's his promotion
and
company. And
shout out to my favorite though human though, that besides you guys I met out there, Ryan Crosby. I love that.
Yeah,
Man.
Ryan's OG.
Oh man, he's such a gentleman, dude.
The
Such
best.
a gentleman. Love Ryan.
The best.
Carmine, yes, Vito was there. Good to see all the support Bobby received. Tough guy, underrating boxing announcer. Oh, wait, Loomis, my son trained with Eric Blanchfield. Also, she's the youngest UFC female fighter. No shit. No shit. Carmine, man, you surprise me all the time, man, when we talk. Carmine's like the most interesting man. I got to get him on the show one day. Carmine's from the old school. Noodles, Bobby. Oh, yeah, Johnny Noodles. Bobby baptized my friend's kid from Orange County, New Jersey. Carmine, nice hat. Okay, I'm just to see if there's any Bobby. I can't. Oh, yeah, here we go. I can't believe Mayweather can't read or write with his millions. Don't know if that's true. Hey, but he's got millions.
Yeah.
You know, he could fight. I'll tell you one thing about Floyd, and people can make fun of him all you want, but he's kind of smart in the way of, okay, so when he was Money Mayweather, he was knocking people out, but then his hands got brittle, and he didn't want to take too much damage. And for him, he mastered, dude, that science.
He mastered the science.
He mastered it.
He's the great. He's the greatest.
Boring,
he's great.
You got.
It's about not getting. At the end of the day, man, it's about not getting hit in the head and hitting other people in the head.
Yeah. It is. You know? And then with just like the way he comes with the shoulder roll and comes back, man, he's nah, man. Yeah, and he's so quick, and he's just I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. And I think he's the best of all time. He's the best defensive fighter of all time, without a doubt. See, it's hard to break down like best of all time. Like,
and you know, people say
Tyson is prime, I think is unbeatable. Like meaning Mike Tyson is prime.
Yeah, nobody can do it. But that's different. That's different divisions though too. But
fought 100 fights.
People give him shit though, Mayweather too. If you look at all his fights, they say he kind of cherry picks his fights. If you look, man, I think his last 17 fights before he went like all famous with the pay-per-view shit, while he was active, his last 17 fights were all world champions. You might not have heard of him.
I think Mayweather got niched at Carmine. What did you think? Did you see the Mayweather Arturo Gotti fight?
Roger Mayweather. Oh no, yeah. Floyd fought. Yeah, Thunder Gotti. Yeah.
Gotti. Yeah, I think Floyd got him on that one.
I think he knocked. Did he knock him out or no?
No, but he was almost there. He definitely got that.
Yeah, he outboxed him.
I don't think he did. Did he try? It was close. He
outboxed him. Yeah,
he outboxed him without a doubt. But the Oscar De La Hoya Mayweather fight, I'm like,
yeah, Oscar was all on his ass.
He was all on him, dude. Like De La Hoya, man, was good.
Yeah, he was on the front foot the whole night, aggressing. You know, that should have. I don't even know how that wasn't a draw.
Just throwing a shout out to Joe Buffalino. Just reached on live now, my man.
Hey, Joe.
Danny says, "What's up?" No, he just texted me. But yeah, dude. I was looking up that Arturo Gotti Mayweather. I'm just because I'm curious. Because Carmine, I don't know if you're asking like who do you think won that? Because I'm pretty sure I remember, and I think Mayweather got him pretty convincingly. I could be wrong.
No, he did. I just watched it not too long ago.
Let's see. The verse Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather handles Arturo Gotti with ease. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think Carmine was just saying wasn't asking. Did you guys think it was close? He was probably asking and that was towards the end of Gotti?
Oh yeah.
That was his later years, I believe.
Yeah.
OG Robe, love you. Hold on. I've seen short punches KO people out, and I'm not talking about liver shot. Well, it's all about too, where you hit and where the guy's balanced on too. Like how Tyson said, he would fake the left and hit the right. Short punches will not.
Yeah, he'd use his legs though. He was using his legs and his whole body. He'd twist that waist around, just like golf. You know, when you golf, you don't hit the golf ball with your arms. You hit it with your whole body.
You don't even look. I'm not even moving my arm. It's all It's all here. Your core.
Yeah.
And boxing shape though, man. Mayweather was just ridiculous. And
everyone's Owen had to break that habit with me. I don't know how many times he's told me. He goes, "Your arm punching, your arm punching, your arm punching, your arm punching." Until
just throwing the
Yeah, well, and I swear to God,
I swear to God, I was old school stuff. That's putting the cigarette out. Remember?
Yeah, with the hook.
Putting a cigarette out.
Yeah, but I swear to God, I was throwing my body into it. I swear he was just drilling it into my head, just never to forget to use your legs and you swing that waist around when you throw a
Well,
punch. Like
that's where the power though is coming from. Think about it though, the force from the ground to the legs all the way up to the core and boom. I mean, you know better than fucking anyone.
yeah,
But
that's how you do it.
what's up, Dave? Thanks for being here. Hit that like button, guys. Subscribe. Loomis, yeah, I saw your piece on Danny. Yeah, no, thank you, man. I appreciate you guys watching that. I had to do a piece on Danny because I just think it's so inspirational. It's easy for us to sit down and throw on fights and yell at the TV, but to get back at it, he had to lose 50 pounds at the age of 34. And his first pro fight is at 36 years old, and he's 3-0. And he's doing and what happens usually so far is that when he gets in the ring, he says, "How you doing?" And, he might duck, but then what usually happens is, all right, I'm going to duck. And then when I duck, that's going to happen. So, Danny's doing all right. Danny's doing all right. That no contest is BS, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I thought maybe it was like, you did that and the guy went down and like he was like protesting. He was asleep.
No, he was out, man. His eyes were behind his head.
Yeah, no, that's not a no contest. That's you got to appeal that, which you did, right?
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I mean, just the fact, though, man, that you're getting into. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I told you this straight up. Well, I didn't know. I didn't. Remember, I said on the show, I didn't tell Danny this because I would never.
You didn't say it to my face too, because
no,
got in my head.
In my mind, well, no, but when I met you, like when we physically, because we talked for a while, because we would talk about like the Buffalinos and stuff like that beforehand and shit like that, and have conversations. But when I met you out there, and then like I seen you in the ring, and I was like, oh shit, and like like when I was fooling around with like you're like right here, and I'm like, okay, and then you're like 10 feet away, and you're just so awkward, like you said, as a compliment. Like like you just seem like you're hard to hit. You're awkward. You're here one area. You're here, but you threw that game plan out that first. You said you went in there. Just what did he tell you? He told you don't.
I made it a barroom fight.
You just went in and boom, Mexican style. Boom, broke his rib.
I made that a barroom brawl. I didn't listen to nobody, just because I took it personally, and I'm lucky that I was able to beat him.
Oh my God. I don't mean to cut you off, Danny. Carmine, my biggest apologies. He was talking about John Gotti III and Mayweather.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. John Gotti III is supposed to fight Gene, they say, too.
No, that's not happening now.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, right?
Well, look, I bumped this on the beginning of your before you came on. I don't know if anyone saw it though, but what angered me though a little bit, where is it? It's right here. I'll show you. No, it's come on.
Roy Jones Jr. just agreed to be my trainer. This is crazy.
You better believe it.
Yep.
I mean,
get the right guy in his corner.
I had Roy Jones Jr., man, who used to watch the movement of roosters to learn how to fight.
I used to study him. I love the way he throws that no-look punch and shit. He's awesome, Roy.
Oh, Roy, too. Yeah, like when you just go like this and boom, like just out of nowhere, like, not looking at all. Like, yeah, he was something, man.
But getting back to what he said, Floyd Mayweather fucking killed.
Sorry, Carmine.
He killed Gotti III. He killed Gotti III. I think.
Well, yeah, dude, listen.
He was landing like 200 punches a round. The guy, the other one, couldn't even land on it. Then
I was just talking to a gentleman by the name of Larry Rolla, though, who knew John Gotti Sr., and I learned a lot about John Gotti Sr. Like, Larry was like, this guy was awesome, like such a gentleman, like he was just. I learned a lot about John Gotti. Right, I just did the episode though before you, but. Besides that I just brought that up because that's the show I did before you, which I'm editing up. But you got to give no props to Gotti because first off, he's not going to beat Mayweather in it's an exhibition match, and he didn't fight a lot pro, and that's not me knocking him. But for him, to even like to get that deal done, for him to get the deal done, and to even to say that he was in the ring,
give him props all day.
You got to give him props that
day.
he went in there with Floyd Mayweather, and you got to give him. Listen, give anyone props. I give him props for his MMA. He made the walk. He did what he did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No,
that takes a lot of grit.
No, he's a tough kid, though, man. There's a story. He saw Ariel Helwani, and I forget where the hell it was at. Ariel Hawani's like a big MMA reporter, and everyone who watches MMA knows who Ariel Hawani is. But anyway, John Gotti III saw him and like ran down the street. He's like, "You're gonna see me one time, blah blah blah." And like 4 or 5 years later, John Gotti III and John Gotti Jr. were on his show, like talking about what he was doing the MMA and stuff like that, though. But yeah, but then he went into boxing, and yeah, I don't know what happened then, but yeah, the Gina. I mean, you guys saw it for yourself. What's his name said he was going to train him and everything like that, but you know, it is what it is.
We'll see if he stays out of trouble. Maybe it'll happen.
Yeah, I hope. I truly do, though. I want to see people do good. I really do. And but you know, you get opportunities like that with a guy like Roy Jones Jr. I mean, that should make you sit back a little bit and just be like, man, like, you know, you can have the world, you can have the world by the balls and stuff, though. Like, you know,
great opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, it's Roy Jones Jr. Okay. I'm loving the box and talk. Everyone, press like and subscribe and comment. Thanks, OG Rube. Jose Luis Castillo definitely beat Mayweather in their first fight. And like you guys said, I think De La Hoya beat him. Yeah, Johnny Noodles, that one was close too. Beat him, but let off the gas pedal in the 12th round. Yeah, but I still gave the edge to De La Hoya at the end. And I think, well, I don't know, just the aggressiveness, though. Like Floyd was dodging a lot, though. But I mean, man, I'm probably gonna watch that fight after this interview, though, without a doubt, though. What's up, Johnny Noodles? Grazie. Mayweather mastered the Philly shell invented by Georgia Benton. Johnny Noodles knows his stuff.
That's true. Loomis, I gotta go get my kids to bed, though.
Dude, holy shit, we were on for an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow, buddy. Well, Danny, I'm gonna stay on until 2 hours to finish this up with the people.
Yeah.
But listen, folks, Danny, I'll put the links though in though. They could follow you on Instagram. What's your Instagram account?
It's G Hill One Son.
G like Grafton Hill, G_Hill One Son. I'll put them up in the description underneath.
Thank you,
Danny. You know, I mean, we talk all the time, but keep doing what you're doing. It's so inspirational. And
thank you.
You know, keep that. I like how you said back then you wouldn't have like that killer instinct, but like how you said you're going to pick up your son. It's a different ball game though when you have the kids though that, you know.
Now I got something to fight for now.
And folks, he's working a full-time job too on top of his training and doing fantastic. So listen, my man, best of luck to you. Best wishes, not luck. Keep it going. Shout out to your coach. Shout out to Anthony. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to Uncle Richie. Shout out to who was the other guy that I fucking shouted out that you know? Ryan Crosby.
Ryan
Crosby. All of everyone, gentlemen up there. But Danny Docimo. Danny Docimo. I always say Docimo, but Danny Docimo, folks. Check him out.
Guys.
I'll put the links up. Thank you, Danny. Go get your boy. You. And thank you for the time, my friend. I'll talk to you soon. All right, brother?
Thank you, guys.
Take care, brother.
Peace.
Danny Docimo. Now I can say his name now right. But yeah, you got to give credit where credit's due. And it's easy for people to talk, you know, but to actually, you know, get back up in there and to lose 50 pounds and they just get in there and get back at it with a full-time job and you know, go 3-0 on his first 3 pro fights. I mean, props all the way, Danny, all the way. My friend was Ivan Robinson, beat Arturo Gotti twice in his prime in AC. Ivan Robinson lost in the Olympics trials to De La Hoya in a close fight. I saw that fight, Johnny Noodles. I saw that fight. Johnny Noodles knows his boxing. Carmine knows everything on earth. When I lived in Patterson, New Jersey, promoter Lou Deva office was 2 doors down from me. Carmine, he's the most interesting man alive. Danny, if you rewatch this, Carmine wishes you luck. Sleepy Joe throws you thanks. Noodles, cool. I need to look it up. Yeah, Carmine, man, you come on here and you know your mob stuff and you're like whatever, and then now we're doing a boxing show. You know, you're a jack of all trades. I definitely love, though, man, to sit down and have a conversation with you. Not even just podcasting if you never want to do that, though, just to meet him. And you got a lot of knowledge. And Johnny Noodles on the boxing. You guys know your stuff. I will tell you that. Hit that like and subscribe button, guys. And I really want to thank, though, Danny, though, I always saw you saying Docimo for his time. So right before Danny, I had on Larry Rolla, and that was a good one. Larry was explaining, though, his story and telling a lot of interesting stories. So what I'm doing, I don't know if you've seen last night, I'm changing this all up. It's like the Loomis show now. Like there'll be like mafia segments, but it's just going to be more like, I'm not in the mob genre of, ooh, look what this mob guy did to that mob guy. I'll have like, special edition, mafia edition on one, like, show. Another show might be something fucking funny or comedy. Another show is, like PTSD type stuff. I just talked to another gentleman like that, but I said, no, when it comes to like the true crime stuff, the main stuff from my area will be that right there. And all of that, though. So just so you guys know, but I appreciate this. Let me see. Loomis says, Danny, no Michael Colbert, Brockton, Massachusetts, fought Duran. I guarantee he does. I wish I saw that when he was on. Text him real quick. I'll tell you right now. See what I do for you guys? Come on. Loomis, I was a street guy. I needed to be tough growing up at Dad. Patterson's no joke. I was the only white guy in the block. No, I mean, Patterson was no joke. I completely understand, my man, what you're talking about.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
He's probably got to pick up, though, his kid. No, I hear you there, Carmine. I hear you. But I'm saying, though, like, you're very knowledgeable, though, with stuff I take notice of. Very, like, on every topic that we talk about. And I just want to, let me see that name. Let me see. Michael Colbert. Hold on. Michael. Michael Colbert. Sorry, guys. And Lady Roby, OG Robe in the house. Thanks for holding it down, Robe. Colbert fought Mickey. I guarantee he does. I mean, I don't know if he knows him, like he knows who he is, but personally, he might. Because he's from the Mass area, and Mike fought Mickey Ward 3 times in the amateurs. Yeah, man, those fights I can never get enough of, though. The trilogy. I mean, it's round 9, Arturo Gotti and Mickey Ward, and just that story of there's a beautiful documentary out with Arturo, and then like when Mickey and Arturo, though, like when Mickey was training them towards the end and stuff like that, and they became great friends afterwards and stuff after their fights. He was definitely killed without a shadow of a doubt. And I'm not a conspiracy thing. I mean, that's, come on. And you got to remember, out in Brazil, it's like different and stuff like that, though. So who the hell knows how that went down, knowing stuff. And then, with investigations or whatnot, though. But that wife, though, is, I just get anxious. I got to shut up because I'm going to start yelling some bad words about that shit because it bothers me. Michael Kerber, fuck it. We got that. Yes, and I'm on the live. And he doesn't even know. It just bothers me, that shit. Let's make sure I didn't miss any of you. We're at an hour and 53. We got 7 minutes left. What do you guys got for me? Come on. Bring it. One of the greatest fights of all time. Boxing. Let's stay boxing. Well, I mean, the War Gotti, I mean, that's just unbelievable. There's so many. I love Roberto Duran. I mean, who doesn't? Vicious. That's Tyson's favorite, too. Duran. He was a killer. I need to brush up on boxing. I haven't followed it in years because I got my son involved with that. Yeah, you know, Carmine, I'm right with you with that. I'm like MMA, I'm on top of all the time. Boxing, like when the bid, like, you know, Garcia fought Davis, and then you know, some other fights and stuff that like I took notice of. But when it comes to MMA, that's like my bread and butter, like, you know, with the knowledge though wise of knowing of the sport, like, you know, who's in it and stuff like that. And nobody in middleweight division is going to touch Hamza Chimaev. Nobody. And, you know, he's going to be fighting Dricus Duplessis, who's strong and who's all that. But watch, look what Whitaker did, taking him down or whatever. Hamzat, just listen, Hamzat's a diff. Like I'm telling you. And everyone's like, well, he got exposed against Gilbert Burns. No, what he did was he didn't listen to his coaches, and he went and just stood and wanted to button. You know, I love that because he never got punched in the face before in any fights before Gilbert in the UFC. So in the UFC, imagine that. No significant strike landed. Fights Lee Ching-mian, picks him up. Dana, boom, slams him like nothing. And then that Burns fight, though, really got Hamza. I liked seeing that because he needed a real bloodbath, and it showed that he could fight in a war. And then not to mention, no, like what he did. I know it was short day notice, but it was also short. See, no one ever says this. Oh, he fought, what's his name? Kamaru Usman. He fought Kamaru Usman, and people say, well, Usman, it was a 10-day notice. Well, it's also a 10-day notice for Hamza because he was, though, totally preparing, though, for someone that completely different than Kamaru Usman. No one was ever able to take Kamaru Usman down. And the way how he had him down that whole first round, just boom, boom. And what happened was Kamaru stood up when Hamza was on him, and then he had his chin just like Whitaker's. And then when he fell down, Hamza broke his hand. That's why he wasn't going for as many, though, like takedowns and stuff. But you heard it here, record it right here on this episode. Nobody is touching Hamza Chimaev. If you could take that to the bank, nobody. And what he did to Robert Whitaker, the last fight, I mean, Jesus, that guy's dangerous. Duran, yes, was a tough mother. He also appeared on Miami Vice. Duran, what you know that Duran was also in Rocky. He was a sparring partner in Rocky. You could see him on that though as well. He appeared in that, and they didn't even have him appear like, "Ooh, this is Roberto Duran." Duran though was actually training Rocky for it, but there's scenes of him in the gym where it's actually Roberto Duran who's actually training him. Tony Silo knows this stuff on boxing and all sports. Tony Silo, shout out to Tony Silo. Yeah, like Carmine said, I feel like I grew up though, like with boxing. I grew up though watching like Pernell Whitaker. I grew up watching obviously Mike Tyson. I grew up watching like Floyd with his fights. I was watching that because that's what was going on. But then, like when everyone was just protecting their records and like the best boxers weren't fighting like the best boxers, like you know what I'm saying? Like everyone was protecting the zero after the Mayweather era. I was always MMA anyway since '93 when it came out. My Uncle Jay got the first pay-per-view way back in the day when there was like they were coming out with crosses and freaking bare knuckles and no weight limit and no time limit going up. And then Royce Gracie, because no one knew Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at the time. And that was in '93. And I loved it from then. Then he had what saved the UFC too, though, was the Forrest Griffin Stephan Bonnar fight, RIP Stephan Bonnar. And after the tough finale, The Ultimate Fighter, and then you have Liddell, Couture, those trilogies, they were great. And then Chuck though didn't know when to get out of there in time, but he was an animal. And then McGregor came. No matter how much you just like McGregor or whatever, you can Ronda Rousey as well, but you cannot discredit him for what he did to the sport too. I mean, he made it really household name. Especially because he got the fight with Mayweather, and then it just he and the Fertittas who sold the UFC for $4 billion. They were smart. They knew like when to get out though, because you get someone like a McGregor coming in that brings eyeballs in. Like even if he fought now untrained, he would still sell pay-per-views. It's just it's even because you know why? It's the best of two worlds. You want to see him get knocked out or you want to see him fucking win. And he used to do everything he said he was going to do. I remember I told everyone he's going to keep. I go, he's going to get Aldo. He's definitely going to get Aldo. I was in a treatment facility at the time, and I remember I was just looking at the phone, and like because where it says KO or whatever, because we couldn't have the Wi-Fi or whatever. But my one buddy had it hooked up like with the hot box, and then I was like KO. Like, what happened? And then finally I saw 13 seconds, boom, just knocked him out after 10 years. But that was that more like that mental, like walking in. But plus he was good. He just lost all of his hunger. I mean, you get 100, but then you could also say, what about Floyd? Floyd he had tons of money and still stayed on top the whole time. But McGregor did say, though, from the get-go, I'm going to be a double champion, and then I'm going to sail off into the sunset. And that's what he did. And after he beat Eddie Alvarez, which if you watch that fight, he was like, that was the best McGregor you're ever going to see. Where he hit him with that 5-punch combo at the end. He was good then. But when he fought Khabib, he was doing shots of his own whiskey like the day before the fight. Like, what are you doing, dude? You know? And but now you read comments on him, oh, he's all coked up. And it's so easy for other people to say that. If I had that much money, gentlemen, all I'm going to tell you is that I wouldn't have made it past my 20s. And that's just a fact. So it's easy to judge from the outside looking in, but yeah, I get props to anyone who's successful and does what they say they were going to do. And he did a lot for that sport, though. But I just don't like some of the antics, though, that he did after. But we're all human and make stupid mistakes. Donald Trump funded Dana White to purchase the UFC. Well, what happened, though, was that Dana couldn't get any venues. And that's how they became so much trends. Like, he couldn't get a venue anywhere. Everyone's like, this sport's too rough. Remember when it was illegal in New York for the longest time, Carmine? And in Atlantic City, Trump was like, boom, would give them the venues, would fund and all that. And that's where their relationship stemmed from. And Trump, love him or hate him, knows business. And he definitely seen something in the UFC, and he's the one though that gave, like, because they had a hard time finding venues back then, as you know, Carmine. But you're absolutely correct. Noodles, I was going, but my plans changed with my family. What I miss, Carmine. Yes, he was going. We didn't stay in line. I wasn't the driver. I miss Noodles, Tony Silo, Carmine Barrow, Smokes, Prince Hamad. Remember Prince? Remember him? He had some movement. He was good. Actually, Mayweather thinks that like he's like the other like next battle. Like, well, look up Mayweather and Prince name, what he says about him. Not Prince. What do you call it? Hamad Prince. Is it Prince? What's the name? I'm getting wrong. Oh, by the way, to answer your question, gentlemen. No, actually, Danny doesn't know him. No. Who's the guy you asked if Danny knows? Michael Colbert. Where's Michael Colbert from? Brockton, Mass. Isn't that where Rocky Marciano's from? No, I doubt it. I guess he doesn't know him, or even though because he said it's from Worcester, so I guess he doesn't know though who you know him. But I got the question out there for you, my man. Let's see. Yes, Nassim. Yeah, he's real big now. But back in the day, though, like, well, look up Mayweather talking about him, and he's like Prince Nazi. He's like he just has so much respect for him and the way that guy moved, and he was good. But yeah, you're right. So then I saw like, like when you scroll and you see little clips on whether it's a YouTube short or whatever, Carmine. I saw that, and then I looked up Princess, and I was like, Jesus. But I mean, he's at the end of his career or whatever. But you're right, 300. He's big. He's a big boy now. But he was a hell of a fighter, and his movement and the way he moved in the ring it just had to be so frustrating to opponents. Mayweather too. What do you guys think though about the Mayweather? What was his name? Who he fought? I mean, the guy did like try to headbutt him, and then remember Mayweather. I mean, once the ref says the fight's on, remember Mayweather just boom boom and knocked him out. Wow, what was his name? Guy tried throwing a headbutt at him, and then Mayweather knocked him out. But the guy, like, you could totally tell, like, but the ref did say fight, so you can't really blame Floyd, though, on that, though. But it was kind of, like, controversial. But what was his name? Remember the guy with, like, this? Someone give me his name. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's killing me. Before I go, I got to look that up. Victor Ortiz. That fight. Victor Ortiz. That's the one. But, hey, Danny Docimo, thank you very much for coming on. Larry Rolla was on earlier. That episode, though, should be out during the weekend. I got a lot of great stuff coming out. I got to go out to New Jersey, too. I'm doing, though, a big podcast out there that I'm very excited, though, about that I'm going to be on. I'll be on the Suffering Podcast, but it will not, though, be out, though, until May. And press that like button, please, and hit that subscribe button. And I appreciate all of you. I saw many interviews of Mike Tyson. Sometimes they asked the wrong question and Tyson would get mad. And everyone, oh, yeah, you just hear him breathe. And like, Mike don't play around. There's a video out there, Carmine, of like a girl who's like 10 years old, literally 10 years old. And she's interviewing him. And he's like, what do you mean legacy? I don't give a fuck about my like Mike. She's 10. It's like a school student. And Tyson's talking to her like she's 46. And he's real. He's as real as it gets. But look that up. Mike Tyson interview. Mike Tyson forgets he's talking to a child. I think if you look that up, take a look at that interview when you're done, and thank me after, because it's so fucking funny. Come say hi, LOL, at the Loomis Show. You know it, OG Rube. You know it. But again, Danny Docimo, thank you, my friend. Everyone from Worcester, Massachusetts. I love how you support your boy out there. Keep doing it. Danny's a gentleman. Everyone who came in the chat. Carmine, Johnny Noodles impressed me with the boxing knowledge. Tatone, it was great seeing you. OG Rube, as always. Johnny Pockets, I saw you in the house. Thank you very much. I'm scrolling up to see this. Mike Marmile, Tatone, Danny Green, thank you very much. I always do this. James Jordan, thank you. Kevin Donaldson from the Suffering Podcast, thank you. Ron Archer, my man, thank you, brother. Glad your power's back on. And Tracy, as always. Tracy's 5 hours ahead, so she always has to hit the sack early, though. We go on, though, late, but she comes in and says hello. We appreciate that. And like I wrote, thanks for being here, everyone. Q&A with the chat. Hit that like and support the channel. And you're welcome. Great to listen to this show. Thank you. Yeah, same to you, Carmine. Anyway, guys, ladies, love you. A lot of new stuff coming up nonstop on the Loomis Show. Going to keep it rocking, and follow me on Instagram at Loomis_show, because there's a ton of content there. And then also follow the official, just type in the Buffalino family on Instagram. Give that a follow as well. Loomis Show, Buffalino family. Check out that. And next episode dropping is going to be with Larry Rolla, but I will be doing the Sunday night live at 7 p.m. Eastern. So it's Friday now. I'll be back live with this 7 p.m. Eastern this Sunday. So hit that subscribe. I want to thank Danny again, and I want to really thank all of you for coming in and giving your time. Hit that like on the way out. And if anyone new out there is watching, hit that subscribe button. And I just got done literally doing 7 hours straight of podcasting. So I'm going to go eat, enjoy myself, and relax. So you all do the same. Be safe out there. I love yous. And thank you very much. And like always, don't take shit from anyone. Live it your way. And I will see you guys next time on The Loomis Show. Good night, everyone.